welcome Chelsea, Daggerknife, and Taylor. We are going to get to them in a second, but we gotta do some housekeeping on the last session. So if you didn't watch the last episode, a bunch of things happened, but ultimately it came down to everyone getting arrested for blocking a highway with a helicopter for 2 lanes and a RV for the other 2 lanes.
Except Lies.
Except Lies, who got away on Lies from the Z-team, who decided to get away on a Greyhound bus. And your employers who took an Uber pool, which only had 2 seats, so you couldn't go. So that was Pilgrim was in there, still taking a power nap, arrested. Galahad, arrested. Bug, arrested. Everybody from the other team, arrested, except Lies, who thought to get on a bus. And so, with that, you were arrested in the beginning of December. It was about December 5th or so. And it's been a few days. We're not coming to the present. The present now is about January 20th. The new year happened. Christmas 1 and 2, New Year's Eve 1 and 2. So we'll talk about what everybody did for that in a second. But first, say a week after everyone was arrested, Galahad, you get a little knock on your door. My door on the plexiglass of your cell. Yeah, in the middle of the night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Huh. Hello.
We've got transfer orders for you. You're going to be released, sir.
Oh well, hot dang. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can I have my sword?
Oh yeah, we've got a gift wrap for you in the back. We need you to sign this. It's a whole bunch of gobbledygook, a bunch of situations. Can you just sign this form?
Yeah. What's it say over here? What's all this then?
Oh well, it's basically stating that since you did recently sign technically to become the guardian of Alfie Gibson.
Who the hell is Alfie Gibson?
Well, I don't know, but it says here you're on the list as a guardian for Alfie Gibson, and as Alfie Gibson's parents did have altercations with Child Protective Services, we do feel that it would be inappropriate to release Alfie Gibson, who is of course a minor, unless they are in the hands of a guardian with a more stellar track record as yourself.
I see what transpired here, you see. I did sign some paperwork taking control of a little big son, also known as Bug Son or Bug. Big son coming from Gibson. Now I'm piecing it all together. It makes sense.
Do you want me to, do you need us to change? Do you need us to change this, the wording to Bug?
No, I get what's going on. I'm not quite sure what I'm entitled to as a legal guardian of this shit boy.
I mean, you're in prison right now. We're talking across plexiglass. So what you're entitled to right now is immediate release so you can take care of your ward.
Oh, well, yeah, I do need to take care of him.
That's right.
And I do need to be released immediately.
Yeah,
yes,
you absolutely do. We've got your equipment gift wrapped, and we took the liberty of polishing your boots and pulling all the burrs out of your spurs.
Well, thank you. Can I put my spurs on now?
You'll have to leave the premises. They are considered a deadly weapon. Similarly, unwrapping your firearm is considered illegal in the state of New York, LLC.
Well, what the heck day is it? I thought Christmas already happened, 1 and 2.
No. It's December 15th, sir. I understand getting caught up in the moment. We have been playing a lot of Christmas music.
You put together my nice gifts for me. This is the best Christmas I've ever had.
Yeah, absolutely. Just on your way out, be careful of the Spaghetti Boys. They've been ruckusing. Now, you would know, Galahad, that the Spaghetti Boys in the yard is Lance's new crew. And they're always meatballing.
Why are they all hanging out?
Did you try to hang out with
them? When did he get into Italian stuff?
Apparently he's into that right away. I mean, how do you feel about him?
I will.
He didn't mention you at all in the Spaghetti Gang.
No, I hate it. I feel like a piece of linguine held out to dry, but a rough one that's hard and stiff, like it's been uncooked.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you are given small parcels of pocket pasta from time to time.
Pocket pasta? That's like the opposite of delicious.
See, this is the problem. See, they were trying to give you a peace offering of the pocket pasta. Meanwhile, you over here aren't eating it. So Lance probably said you just didn't want to.
And I don't. What do I got to give back? I can't even make a Johnny cake. I can't even do any kind of cool. What
have you been doing for the last 5 days?
Well, that's a good question. I feel like I've been pondering like I normally do, thinking a lot about my relationships. You see, this man continues to confound and confuse the heart with where his loyalties lie.
Lance?
I'm talking about Lance.
Oh, okay.
Myself? No, I'm a straight shooter. I'm a man of the cloth. per se, and by that I mean, swords and knightly shield.
Right, so like not priestly shield.
No.
By man of the cloth, you mean the classic meaning.
The cloth in the metaphorical sense of
right,
one that goes and hits the road on his horse with the saddle and the leather on his back.
Sure, classic cloth talking. Right.
Classic cloth.
So you're released. You're given a gift wrap badly, frankly, but it is earlier than Christmas.
There's a rush. I get it. A lot of people are trying to get a Christmas gift.
And a man in a tweed suit, little like rough around the edges. The moment you're stepping out, you have had maybe a few minutes to take a shower and put on your dirty clothing.
I don't need to do that. I just need to dust my jacket off. Cowboy never needs to shower when
you roll a luck check for me really quick?
Oh, I can.
We're gonna see how many mothballs.
Yeah, I would say that there's. I keep myself relatively clean.
Yeah, but in this instance, it was stored in a government facility.
Well, I got no hits on that, so.
Winnie is totally, utterly destroying. Let's get our feet on the other side of this.
We gotta hear more about these feet.
Chaos race.
Oh my God! Hey everybody, how you doing? We're having a hands-on one this time.
Winnie's the intern. She's bad at her job.
Sorry everybody. All right.
Okay.
We're back to some level of.
Oh, the intern.
All right.
The intern's here.
Anyway, yeah. So, a man walks up to you wearing a tweed blazer, hand out, and says, who's it? McCoy?
That is my name given to me by the Lord above. Yes.
Okay. He reaches out a hand to shake.
All right.
Oh, and then says, I am the prosecutor in charge of the state against Alfie Gibson. As guardian, we are going to be proceeding with that court case in the morning. And as guardian, and since the dissolution of public defenders, I will insist that you show up to defend Alfie Gibson in court as the legal guardian. And if you're not, or you can of course hire a lawyer. I found there are plenty of juvenile lawyers, starting at about $20,000. I think you could find somebody good.
Oh yes, for an expensive price like that, I'm sure they do a bang-up job. Now, if I choose not to represent, the poor sweet Alfie out of potential health hazard reasons, he doesn't shower, you see, and I'm a man that doesn't shower, but I don't need.
Sir, I'm the prosecutor. I'm not the judge. The question is whether you're going to do it or not. I don't know why I, as the prosecutor, have to find somebody to defend Alfie Gibson, but I suppose I do. So the answer is just yes or no.
Well, heck, I'll do it. Yeah, sure.
I just suggest, as somebody who.
Well, yeah,
I suggest you not wear court appropriate apparel.
Like plate, full plate.
I think he wore a tie, maybe a suit, a jacket. Something without the frill. Maybe use the spurs. That is considered a weapon in the state of New York, LLC.
You're making this a more bittersweet.
Well, you said yes, so
I did, and I am a man of my word. Yeah.
And I should just remind you that your condition on your release is that, of course, Alfie Gibson be found innocent. Otherwise, if Alfie's in jail, then of course there's no reason for you to maintain guardianship, and you'll come right back to jail.
Well, it's a good thing that I know my way around the law a bit myself, so I think we'll be doing just fine.
Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow in court. I hope you lose, because
that's a very negative attitude to have
job.
About a juvenile still making his way in the world.
And
we'll save it for the courtroom.
I'll send you the documents that we have on Alfie Gibson.
You'll send it. My assistant will be. Give you what?
Your com code, so I could send it, or your assistant's com code.
Oh yes, I'll give you my assistant's one, and I'll wink at the audience. And it's 827.
Yes, I'm writing this down.
827-5349. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Okay, very good. And that's your assistant. Who should I be referring this to?
You can refer to McCoy and McCoy Partners.
Okay, Mr. McCoy, you are not. Oh, I know you're not a lawyer.
Well, why
I know
don't
you?
we know
I
that?
know you used to be an engineer, and I mean, you're.
Why can't I
This is
have?
public record. You were arrested.
You got me there, but I'm gonna be doing better in the courtroom tomorrow. Don't you need
So I'm calling you on this number?
Yeah, but when them baseball players, they got 0.3 batting average. Like, I think I could do better than that. I'm going to prove it in court tomorrow.
I don't see the correlation, but I'm looking forward to arguing the case against you.
I spit in my hand and I put it out.
He goes, that's okay. That's weird.
I go too slow.
So later that night, the court case is around the corner, and of course you're in
around the corner.
You're in a nightmare of a town. It's a trash suburb of Ithaca, New York, where you know the way they make all their money is through traffic violations and traffic stops. So you have to. What are you going to sleep in a motel, or are you going to sleep in a park bench? Where are you going to sleep for the night? Because it's like 2 hours from New York City, and you don't drive. Yeah, roll survival plus intuition. Let's put a -4 on that for you not owning a tent, and you're gonna go pitch one.
Well, yeah, I can make do. I'm a man, you know.
It's Ithaca.
You find a bunch of other tent dwelling people underneath a bridge on the other side of town.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that feels appealing to you. A little campground, maybe.
I got 2 hits. Now I do have a question about how much time has passed. You said about a week since the last session.
Yeah, it's about December 12th.
And you know, as a very sedentary individual, full of thought, I assume that I've healed.
Oh, I said this in the last one. Prison healthcare is some of the best healthcare you can get in this world.
I love that.
Because ultimately it's prison and Congress because it's the closest thing to socialize. They don't use antibiotics, they use sugar packets. But otherwise, it's free and it's
tastes
the
better
best.
than the hospital juice
the new
they
kind
give
of
you.
healthcare push is like prison healthcare for all, is what they say. So you can just heal, both of you can just heal yourself totally full.
That's great.
You know, they've got IV bags that have only been used 2 or 3 times on
It's a
different
wonder
people,
more
you know.
people don't commit crime.
Yeah.
But
So while you pitch your tent, perhaps where in the trees or under a bridge with other tent dwellers because you're feeling social?
yeah, I'll go see what up with the rest of the folk out on the streets tonight.
Okay, yeah. So you end up pitching a tent with a bunch of homeless people.
Hello.
And you get a beep to your comm code, which is an array of data. Now, do you read the data before the court case? Are we? Do you want to roll research plus logic for your ability to understand the information you got, or are we just going in wild?
I'm gonna go ahead and give that a little look-see.
Let's do logic plus. You know what? Let's do logic plus academics -1.
All right.
Do you have any academics?
I do. I have 2 academics. Thank you very much. I did go to engineering school.
You did go to engineering school, and you were an engineer.
I got 2 hits.
You got 2 hits.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so what you come away with is a bunch of gobbledygook, and the basic idea of what Alfie is being charged with is hacking in the 2nd degree to destroy an RV that had sentimental value. That's charge number 2. Destruction of property with sentimental value, and then they quote X ball and chains RV. Other than that is being a private nuisance, and the other thing is committing crimes while underage. So that's 4 charges.
Wait, is Bug being sued by Hennessy?
No, not being sued. It's just they interviewed and they found out. Then it's hacking the 2nd degree. Maybe
What about, I know my client is
this
guilty
how
of
they
all
know.
of this.
Skill Skull didn't talk to anybody, but going through, there's all these pictures that with the face blurred, like crossed out by Steel Skull, and it says, "I'm Steel Skull and I loved this RV, and you took it from me, ball and chain," and they're like, "Oh, clearly sentimental value." So it was through the investigation by the NYPD LLC, investigators. So those are the charges being brought against Bug: hacking in the 2nd degree, public nuisance, destruction of sentimental property, and committing a crime while underage. Now
That's a charge?
Now, yes, absolutely. Now, you, of course, Galahad, can I get under your release? Can I get a logic plus academics -1 for that one to see if you get anything out of there?
I got 1 hit off of that one.
So what you find is you were actually released for 2 reasons. One is you're the only appropriate guardian for a minor, and if this minor gets off, they need you there. As much as I probably you don't want to see him get off. You got to get him off. But the other thing about it is you find that there's a clause called the Gainful Employment Clause, which is that seeing as you are an upstanding person with a job at a reputable institution called New Cambridge Analytica, which makes you a large amount of money, the state felt free to give you a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Yeah.
And so that is why you were released.
Cool.
And in here it lists your job description, which I think you might be excited to realize. It's supervising and management of Bug at New Cambridge Analytica, a savant and hacker extraordinaire. All profits paid to Bug will actually be paid to you, which you
I'm
can
loving
then
it.
just give at your discretion. Or you will also be given a 5% bonus.
Oh,
of course,
yeah.
you
It's
will
tough
have to
work.
Bug will, of course, as a guardian, have to live with you, and of course, you will have to take Bug to work and supervise Bug on site at New Cambridge Analytica headquarters.
Well,
God.
you know, sometimes you gotta destroy a ball and chain's property to get a new ball and chain yourself,
Absolutely. So you sleep
as
the
they
night,
say.
and let's come right back to the courthouse
Wow.
the next day.
Yeah, all right.
So there is the courthouse for this small shitty town is massive. It used to be a mega church, has stained glass windows that display all sorts of traffic crimes. People running streets, stop signs, people running over children, people running over buses. Just crazy crimes all over the place in stained glass. High-tiered roof, 2 DJs, backup dancers, the highest podium you have ever seen that the judge sits on. There's TV cameras in the back. There's a bunch of teleprompters, including real-time ratings boards going in the back. But you're, of course, going to the juvenile room, which is in a basement underground and has 6-foot-high ceilings. And everybody has to duck down and sit on Formica. It also says no cameras allowed. These are children, and we're still not allowed to film children most of the time.
Most of the time.
So down here, it's just, when you walk down, it's just poor linoleum floor, 2 like pine benches for you to sit across, and a judge hunkered in the corner, their high podium brushing up maybe 6 inches from the ceiling as they peer over top. They have a grizzled beard, they look like they haven't showered in a long time, and you see right on the podium the plaque with their name, which is, of course, I have to look it up. It's Judge Andrew P. Hatred.
Oh, hatred.
And the prosecutor walks over to you and goes, "You got hatred. I don't envy you, buddy. Luckily, you're a lawyer, right? McCoy. And he goes over and says,
I'll fix my bolo tie.
"Yeah, what are you wearing?"
Well, I took your word of advice. I did decide to wear a little something different and put on just the most ill-fitting seersucker suit you've ever seen.
Ill-fitting.
Oh, it fits terribly.
Is it like, because it's like really tight and shows off your muscles, or is it
No,
really
it's
loose?
the opposite. It's loose. It goes past my sleeves. It's wider than a semi truck.
All right. Okay. So let's talk right off the bat. I want you to give me an etiquette plus presence roll at -4 because Judge P. Hatred doesn't go in for this like making fun of his courtroom wearing a what can only be described as a clown-like suit, a mockery of the UNYPD LLC legal system. Upstairs might be all for the TV and the cameras, and these kind of rickrolling might do well with Judge Billiam. But down here with Judge Andrew P. Hatred, it doesn't go. Well, how many successes did you get?
2 successes.
Okay, so I guess you roll up your sleeves, you do the bolo tie, and he just identifies you as a poor person, and to that he only has mild disdain. So we're gonna give you a -1 to all dice rolls you make in this courtroom,
That's unfortunate.
but it's mostly because he just thinks you're poor, not because he thinks you're disrespecting the courtroom.
So big.
That's good.
Okay,
Wait
so
till he meets Bug.
oh yeah, that's gonna go really well. I'm gonna switch this cam over here really quick. Okay, cool. We're gonna go to that. All right, so after a little bit, you're standing there. The judge kind of like looking on his phone, and then says, "All right, send in the victim." And somebody drags you out of a bathroom and shoves you into the courtroom. Well, they were keeping you in a bathroom for a while with a gun drawn, pointed at you. Child Protective Services saying, "If there's anything we could get you," and pointing the gun closer, like anything we can get you to make you feel more comfortable when you're talking.
You can get the gun out of my
It's
face.
regulation. It's regulation.
Safety on?
It's off, baby.
Oh,
But
God.
I assure you, it is loaded.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's for your safety. It's for
No,
your
I
safety
don't-
of you and the community.
Well, don't point it at me. It was for my safety.
I'm hearing the whistle. All right, come with us. And he grabs you by the collar of your prison overalls.
So I guess I'm not wearing a hood.
You're not wearing a hood right now. No.
Oh, no.
Drags you down the hallway, past the linoleum water fountain. Says, "Do you want some water?" And shoves you.
No,
toward
I
the water.
don't. Will
Okay,
you,
no
will you
water.
stop being a
Oh,
jerk?
no water
Gee,
for
calm
the
down.
no water for the victim. All right, and they walk you down the hallway, shove you into the room
God.
where you, for the first time, see the prosecutor over here to the right, and then wearing a suit that's far too big, rolled up, you see Galahad over here,
I'm
in
giving
a way
you
that
the
you're smart enough to
sourest.
realize can only be your legal counsel, perhaps your defense.
I'm so fucked.
I'm giving you the word.
No cursing in my courtroom.
I'm screwed.
The defendant will refrain from cursing of all kind. That's a privilege only for me and the prosecutor and the other lawyers. Unless you have a law degree, no cursing allowed in my courtroom. Get over there with your defendant, and then I want to hear some opening statements from everybody, including you, defendant, just for the fun of it. So the prosecutor gets up and
That's not
says,
even how that works.
"Speak when spoken to." The prosecutor gets up and goes, "Judge, this is an open shut case. We have all of our charges here are obvious. We have direct evidence of second-degree hacking. They're clearly a minor. Look at their awful mustache. This is minor written all over, and they did commit a crime.
Hey,
Meanwhile,
I worked with this.
cursing and speaking out of turn, clear public nuisance."
Look, keep your voice down. Just for right now. Just shut the fuck. Just
He goes,
shut the
I
damn
think this is an open and shut case. We've put forward all of the various hacking situations. We've gone through their cyber deck and found a lot of pornography, as well as RuneScape, which is a very outdated game. It shows some kind of problem with their psyche, as well as a bunch of messages from a Cypher 666XL who claims to have escaped from their child in a way that also seems like they're in dubious company. They said they went to a McDonald's place and ran away once they sank underneath the ball pit. So we think this is an open shut case. But hey, we love to hear what the person in the too big suit and the cursing child has to say.
I don't get what's wrong with RuneScape.
I'm not wearing my hat, but I do
What's the
put my
problem?
fingers
Just
in a
fish.
tip and hat motion to everybody in the room.
Okay, and then what do you say?
I say, I stride out. I pace back and forth. I put my hands behind my back while I kick my feet out in front of me, with more flexing action than one might expect. But I'm used to heavier boots. You see, with spurs on the back. Those aren't allowed
Are you
anymore.
saying this, or are you
Uh,
telling me?
For flavor, but I could be mumbling it. I don't really, it's
I
a little.
hear him
I think
mumble,
I
and
like
I
to
just
think that
feel
everyone
like
understands that
I'm
these
gone.
are feet that are normally much used to more powerful, heavier shoes than the ones I got on today, and that's why this court
Why
case
is he
feels like
here?
a
Why
cakewalk.
don't I have a real
It
lawyer?
is the court is a heavy place with heavy burdens. Smart of you to wear good shoes, says the judge. And he bangs his gavel,
Your
but he
Honor.
has to fit it between the 6 inches. He bangs it and goes, "Good point. A point to the defendant." And you see in the back a scoreboard dings.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
It's just me. There's
it's
no way.
just all right. Well, Your Honor, hatred, if I may be so
You can
bold.
call me P hatred. That would be
Oh,
preferable.
P hatred. I've had that before. It's horrible.
Another point to the man. Empathy is a powerful quality in a guardian.
Now, P hatred, Judge P hatred. I stand before you, a representative of a boy who's just lost his way, a boy who's strayed from the trail, a boy who's lost in the desert, started seeing things, started feeling a little dehydrated,
That's
feeling, you know the feeling, sometimes when you're young and you
Learning
come from a
that,
broken
yes, every
home,
year.
one where you can't even pass high school, so you turn to
Still in
going
high school, and I'm
online
doing
and
good.
master-bite into
Have you been looking at my
hentai
grades? My grades are
and
good.
download it on your devices and really you stop having this appreciation for the way things should be and the way that the law asks us to behave as citizens. And sometimes, if I may be so bold, one recalls the ancient law of boys will be boys. And with that sensibility in mind, one might forgive and forget of the troubles that brought us here to this day. We're never too late to get back on the trail. We just need to look for the blazer. And we need to look for a nice, well-suited man to
Well, you're not
shove them
very
in the
well
right
suited.
direction. I was asked to get this child off, and I think I might know how to do it. You just
Oh,
gotta, I
God.
just gotta warm up a little bit, and I
No.
gotta just do my best to make sure that
Well, let's check. Son, do you
he
feel like
comes to
getting off?
completion in the
Can
journey
we
of
word
life.
this in a different way?
I don't know what you're talking about there.
Son, do you feel like getting off right now? Has prison been hard for you?
Yeah, it sucks. I've been in a bathroom with a gun to my head.
Well, that was just for like a couple hours. Like, that's not, you know. Do you have anything to say for yourself, Alfie Gibson?
Sometimes hard time does feel like a
You
gun.
clearly have a guardian here who understands both gender essentialism, which I'm a big fan of, as well as just being down to earth, which I'm not opposed to. So
I tip my hat.
that's a lovely, unlike your previous parents, who I believe force-fed you orange juice.
No,
And wouldn't let you drink your Monster energy drinks or go online even, according to the Child Protective Services handbook. They wouldn't get you
but I
pizza.
get a sweet basement out of that deal, so I would like to keep that.
It was a
basement.
disgusting hovel of
You've
a broken
never been
home.
there. You've never been there.
I don't, you know.
A disgusting basement. We'll come back to that, but could you... What do you have to say in your defense?
I didn't do it.
Well, that is compelling evidence.
I mean, you know.
Boys, how
Boys
can you
will
argue
be
with
boys.
boys will be boys, and I didn't do it.
And boys-
I mean, also, RuneScape is a totally fine game.
We're not
I don't
talking
know
Alright,
why
about
you're
lose the 2
dragging it.
points for this one.
Oh,
RuneScape
come
is
on!
terrible. I used to play it back in the day. You pluck chickens and it's boring. If you had said EverQuest, I would be right here with you. Anyway.
Oh, God.
So that's 0-0. It's
EverQuest.
complicated now. I
EverQuest is for nerds.
I do agree.
Oh,
I
good
do
will.
agree. Boys will be boys, and he is lying, and which is something boys do. They lie.
You know,
so,
up until you're 18, you just really can't trust a young boy to really know anything about being a man, or you know, any type of righteous and honorable way of acting. So
Well-
as we all understand, being a minor, it's tough out there, and you usually jerk away the pain. And in his case, as a
What's
celibate
the
virgin,
wording with everything?
he turned to crime instead, and we gotta, you know, I think it's up to us as grown men to set him on the right path.
I mean, I understand the ratings for the traffic court's going terribly, and if that goes under, this whole courthouse is going under, and I guess we'll all have to turn to a life of crime. So, as a result, I
It's
have
got
to
great
say,
healthcare, I will say that.
I have to say, well, you're telling me. Well, I'll have to say that this whole thing was a sham in the first place, as I did have a note from the gainful employment clause. You are both being given your get out of jail free card for not committing any egregious sins, such as, you know, welfare exploitation,
Right.
things like that, you know.
What's
Yeah.
the point of this?
And the fact that you're no longer poor, and as you have a job through New Cambridge
I was
Analytica,
never poor.
I'll say this: if you can maintain your jobs for 6 months, no crimes on your record, I will expunge all of these details. But I do need to state that this requires that, of course, Alfie Gibson, you will have to live with Mr. McCoy
No.
together, and he will have to
No.
chaperone
Look,
you.
I don't want
No!
to harm you, but I do want my sweet freedom. Now, you're going to live with me, boy, and we're going to get sponged together by this
No,
time.
that's not. I don't want to do this.
And then you're
I have
going
a
to.
sweet basement. I'm gonna live with him. Where does he even live? Does he
Well,
even have a house?
here's what we've decided. As your parents have shown themselves to be of ill moral character,
What
we
do you
have
mean,
decided
immoral
we have decided to
character?
grant their house to Galahad.
No, wait, what?
Until you
I
are
tip my hat
of
to the boy.
until you are age 25, and Galahad says it's okay for you
What do
to
you mean
have that.
25?
Well,
18's the legal
we
age.
figure 1 year in a fresh house is not fair to Galahad. So, I mean,
No,
to,
it's
to,
not.
to-
I
Well,
got to
where
settle
are
in.
my
I got to
parents
put my
going?
saddle up.
well,
for
they'll
good.
be. We'll be sending them temporarily to an internment camp, and then they'll
What
be
the
on their
hell?
own.
Right, they're going to
What
be
are my
homesteaders.
dogs?
I'm sure
What
you're.
are you doing with my dog?
Your dog? Well, your dog can
dog?
live with you, or
Yeah.
we can put it down. Dealer's
No,
choice.
wait.
So if we'll say legally you can have the basement, and Mr. McCoy, you can have all 3 stories, as well as the family car and
All
custody
right,
of the
yeah,
family
yeah.
dog.
I like all
Would this
that.
be okay with you?
Yeah, I think I would like a little bit of the basement, though.
No!
I do have plenty of. I need a little bit of space to put my old cells.
It's a whole fucking
And
house
get
that
all
you're
my
getting
own-
for free.
This
because
Yeah,
of
but like
me.
I don't know. You know, the basement is just such a perfect storage area of a
Fuck
normal
This
house.
is a family situation. We'll let you handle it. Of
Well,
course, Galahad.
I
Mr.
am the
McCoy over
legal
here.
guardian,
You
right?
are the
So,
legal
like,
guardian. Yes,
so
absolutely.
it's-
Now, I
it's a
will say
shame.
that the parent-guardian relationship goes both ways. So, Alfie, you will
What does
need
that
to
mean?
make sure that he stays out of trouble too, which I've heard New Cambridge Analytica has a marvelous daycare program. So while you're working, he'll be able to
Be
play
trapped.
video games and hang out with other children.
Wait, that doesn't even make. Ew.
Well,
Why would
he'll-
you trust him with a kid?
Well, he's
What-
trusted with
what
you.
are
He's
you
done a
insinuating
fantastic
there?
job. What I'm insinuating is that, of course, you're not
stupid to
employed by
work.
New
That's
Cambridge
the
Analytica
insinuation.
in any way. You have to supervise Bug, but in your downtime,
right.
you can go and play video games in the daycare center with
How
the
does
other
this even
6-year-olds.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
How does this even work?
thank you. I'm
This
sorry.
doesn't even
I'm
make
sorry,
sense. Is it
Alfie.
me? Is it me?
The adults were talking here.
Is
No
it-
one asked you to see. There's a lot of discipline we got to work on.
But you're
Alfie
the
really
adult.
doesn't.
Should he be the working one? This doesn't even make sense.
Well, he's working on supervising you. Did you not
Yeah,
understand
it's
the
a
law?
lot of, as everyone in the courtroom can attest.
No, I'll
it is
say-
a lot of work taking care of your sorry
No,
ass.
Alfie
You
Gibson.
never even take no.
Alfie Gibson, if you would like to, of course, rescind this get out of jail free card, then both of you can go back to prison. I believe that under your charges, you'll be charged with a traffic violation. Could be maybe a few more days until you're released. Of course, you, second-degree hacking and felony while being a child. 10, 15 years for you, Alfie Gibson. I feel that's appropriate. I've got the gavel up here. He's angering at the 1-inch giveaway in the angle he has. I've got it right here. My back's hurting. I'd love to drink some of that water outside. So Alfie, it's gonna have to be a affirmative or not.
Yeah, what you think, Roomy?
What are you thinking? The prosecutor goes, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Let me win the case."
Fuck off, dude.
Oh, no cursing. One less point for you. Now, Alfie, if you don't respond immediately, I'm gonna bang this gavel in the
Alright,
neck.
fine. I'll live with the asshole.
That was a third cursing, but it was confirmed. Now, Galahad, we're going to give a lot of paperwork that you can sign for both of you, all right?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind putting my John Hancock on that.
And meanwhile, we're, of course, going to give Alfie all of Alfie's possessions also back to you.
Wait,
Oh,
wait, no,
thank
no,
you
no,
so
no, no, no,
much.
no, 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 no. That's mine.
Well, he is your guardian.
Yeah.
What's his?
We
what's
gotta
yours?
clear off
What's
the
yours
wall
and your
that his
parents'
house.
estate?
I got it with my own money.
That's now my money.
God,
And
I fucking
my
hate you.
stuff. And I think, as a boy who has responsibility and has to do his homework, maybe if you're good, we'll give you for a few hours a day,
Oh,
your
you're
deck
really
back, or
loving
like,
this.
we'll
I
let you
like
watch
the discipline.
cable or
P hatred, more like P likey.
Ah!
So I'll say this: I will, of course, allow some visitation rights to your parents when they're out of the internment camp.
Why put
But
me
of
in
course,
internment camp?
well, you
Don't do
cursed a
that.
lot, so I'm going to limit
And
it
they
to.
denied you pizza, so
I'm going to limit it to hanging
They
out with
didn't
you and
deny
Galahad
me
together.
pizza. The CBS denied me pizza.
Yeah, well,
So when you visit, you'll have to be with Mr. McCoy over here, who I keep calling Galahad for some reason. I don't know
oh,
why.
sometimes people just do that, it's it rolls off the tongue.
So with that, I issue this court adjourned. I find in the face of the defendants, you'll have to report to New Cambridge Analytica on Monday at 9 a.m., which is in which is
9
going to be
a.m.,
in.
huh?
This will be in 12 hours. So I suggest you get
Wait,
back
okay.
home. We've already moved our
Why?
phones out of the
Sunday night at 9
Wait,
p.m.?
wait.
What are you doing working?
It's a shitty job, my friend. But we have to post these videos during prime time.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
When do I
Well,
go to school?
we thank you, sir, and,
You'll go to school over the weekends.
When I
said
tell
you'll
you to
it'll be
go to
18
school.
hours per weekend day, and then you'll have your job. And if you don't remember 6 months of committing no crimes we find out about, as well as 6 months of gainful employment, and this will be expunged for the record. Otherwise, you're both going back to jail. You, of course, only for a week or so, so it's not a
right,
big deal. But
it's,
you,
I got the best
years,
deal around.
Alfie Gibson,
God.
years. You're a delinquent, and keep your hood off of your head. It's disgusting. Well, this has
I
I don't
been.
even
agree
have
with
a
y'all.
hood.
Well,
Now.
I saw the photos. Well, I'm banging the gavel as hard as I can with the small perimeter I have. Get the fuck out of my courtroom.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
And then how do you get home? Do you catch a Greyhound? What do you do?
Well,
Hold on.
so Alfie,
What do you guys do the whole time? Yeah, probably. That's what she does.
where's your mom keep your car?
What do you mean, where'd she keep her going? Where's Ithaca, you fucking idiot?
Guard walks up. It's a suburb of Ithaca, by the way. It's much shittier.
Whatever, we're on the suburb of Ithaca.
It's much shittier.
Well, you want to call like an Uber or something?
Well, you pay.
If you'd like, we could put you in a police penitentiary vehicle, and you could ride with the other prisoners.
Would that be cool? Yeah, why not?
I mean, it would be cool. You'll have to sit back there with them, of course.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, yeah, exposing the boy to such kinds of characters is maybe not the best thing to keep him on the honorable
That
righteous path,
is
but
true.
it is a free ride, so I say let's
I'll
do
say
it.
this. We'll let you ride with the prisoners. You can ride in the trunk.
Oh yeah,
What do you
that's
mean the
that's
trunk?
fine.
I don't wanna
Oh,
ride
Yeah.
the
it'll
trunk.
be 2 years.
No.
Well, your guardian has spoken, Alfie. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a shame, Alfie. If only you were just a little bit older.
Oh my god!
All right, so you ride a penitentiary vehicle back to New York. It's a bus that has to make many stops at many prisons. So you arrive back at Null York City at this house that you haven't been in about 4 hours before you have to report to work the next morning. But we'll come back, and what we're going to do is move time forward a little bit to talk about this. Now, before we do, I just need to ask one question. What do you two do for double Christmas, double New Year's?
Us too?
Yeah, what do you do?
Out of the way is
You're
the question.
born in this
Well,
motherfucker.
I buy grapefruit juice because I know that that's what I like to drink in the morning. And Alfie, I think, enjoys it too, but I'm not quite sure. I do ask the boy, but only through written communique so that we have a paper trail. What?
I never answer.
Well, guess
the
you're not.
paper.
I get orange and
I
grapefruit
tell him
juice.
verbally like a normal
Yeah, what do you
fucking
get?
person.
What do you want? What do you want for Christmas, Alfie?
I want my basement back!
At this point, you've earned about $9,000. That is Alfie's, but it's yours. So,
Ooh.
oh well, you see the
overnight.
paycheck. It's $120,000 a year that Alfie's going to be making that you're technically making.
Great. Well,
So-
wow.
So you've got
Yeah.
$9,000. What do you want to?
I'm gonna buy materials to make Johnny cakes, but fancy ones. So it's gonna be made of like
So he barely touches my money.
fancy flour, and I'm gonna spend a lot of money on unnecessary accoutrement like truffle oil and
Jesus.
things
Trouble's
of that nature.
disgusting.
You're gonna
Whoa.
you're gonna get taken for a ride. You go down to the bartering center and you just take every price. You go, well, that's not fair to you. And you
yeah,
go, by the way, I'm practically a millionaire, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
It's not your money,
It's
I
not
mean-
my money. It's a poor, defenseless child
Yeah.
whose life is in my hands.
Yeah, all right. So let me just really quick, because of the last session, both of you are going to get some karma for this. Bug, for the hardship you're going through, I'm going to give you 7 karma.
Oh my God.
Galahad, for exploiting a child, I'm going to give you 5.
Oh, shucks.
But
short
that
on
said, you
karma.
have made $9,000, and karma does exchange at a rate of 5,000 per. So arguably, you both come out even.
All right.
Now, so you make Johnny cakes and buy a lot of accoutrements for the Johnny cakes.
Well, yeah, and I'm gonna buy big old
What's
hen's
truffle
eggs.
Do
oil
you
and
buy
Johnny
any
cakes?
like nice equipment for yourself? You know what? We'll come back to that later. I've got a brand new run and gun handbook that has lots of new armor and lots of new weapons. So perhaps you treat yourself to that for more competitive LARPing. But let's not take up that time on the stream.
No, I think that can be decided later.
Yeah, I think so too. So do you enjoy your Christmas, New Year's with Johnny cakes
No.
and orange juice?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's spending money I make. But it's fine, because I will probably hack his bank account.
We'll come back to that.
And he'll never know.
So we're moving time forward a bit. That was like an interlude, and we're going to come back to what the work and living situation is like for you two in a little bit. But I want to address the new people in the room, starting with Taylor Tyler over here. Now, where do we find Taylor Tyler? It's about January 20th at this point. It has been a long time since your meeting up with Pilgrim for your debut as the head of Flat Cut Marketing, and then the feud that has cost you dearly. It cost you that sponsorship, and
Well, so ever since things with Pilgrim, which I do want to talk about here on stream, I want everyone to know that I am taking these allegations very seriously. So just give me a second. What happened with Pilgrim was really, really hard. What hurt me most about the videos that Pilgrim was putting out was that it didn't show me in my best light, and I do really want to take responsibility for that. I do want to apologize for deceiving so many people. I have had work done. I didn't get this bang and bod from only Flat Gut, and I did not mean to say those things I said to that waiter. And I do want to talk about that. So, right now,
sorry, one second. Winnie, hey, come here. Sorry, I'm sorry, Taylor Tyler. I didn't mean to break you off, but she's going nuts, and I'm gonna have to. All right, you got your hand on her?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, Taylor, you were going on.
yeah, it's okay. No, it's fine.
I don't mean to interrupt you in the middle of that. This is great stuff for the camera. Wait, no, Winnie, come back over here.
This isn't how I like to work usually. I will say that this is super unprofessional.
You know...
It's fine. No, it's really okay. Like, I want you to know it's okay.
To be honest, Taylor, you're lucky to get whatever you can at this point. So, I don't mean to be sassy back at you. We will edit this all out.
Oh, I hope you don't. I hope people know exactly what you're like. Thank you. Anyway.
It's a real micro expression you're showing there. Just, you might want to get that under control, Taylor. I'm sorry.
It's fine. No, I agree. Thank you. Back up. So these days, I did lose my sponsorship with Flatgut, and it's okay though. It's totally fine. I know how much you all love an underdog, and I am gonna come back from this. Vincent, my manager, is working on a lot of really cool stuff for me. I've actually partnered with QVC. The home shopping network,
wow.
And there's a lot of really, really awesome partnerships coming through with that.
Do you have anything you'd like to sell now while we are on here on my YouTube channel?
Absolutely. I do want to talk about some really awesome products that I have for you all today. Let's see. I want to talk about, I am so sorry. I'm mostly illiterate. I want to talk about Peak Bloom shower replacement. It's a supplement. I can't call it anything else because what little we have left of the government will get on my case about that. It does make body odor a thing of the past by eliminating sweat. I am supposed to mention that it makes you smell like hot beef covered in a dryer sheet. Oh no, I'm not supposed to mention that.
You know, but as a carnivore over here on the Libertarian Elitist podcast, this sounds great to me. So I think put me down. And if you're looking for more sponsors, we keep losing all of ours. So we would love to sponsor this. What was it called? Beef spread?
Peak Bloom.
Peak Bloom.
The U has an umlaut. There are no O's.
Okay.
I want you to know that.
Peak Bloom or Blum. Anyway, are we done, or do you have more things? Because you said you were going to talk about things, but you didn't actually apologize. Okay.
Slick Living
All right.
is an essential oil job. And you can make so much money from the comfort of your very own home. It is widely known to do a lot, from pet training to help spicing things up in the bedroom.
Oh.
Slick Living. Do not apply directly to your skin.
Well, as a libertarian, I also like to have sex. So if we could get this pod, because I was doing a lot of Raid Shadow Legends promos until they banned me from the platform for. You know what? We don't need to talk about that. It was the old incident. You and I both have a little drama under the hood. You know. Anyway, me literally, you not so much. Anyway, Taylor. Thank you for coming on. We've got 3 people in the chat, and I think they'll all be happy to purchase your products. We have, next coming up, we have somebody who says they've seen a talking dog. We're going to talk to them for a little while. And then they rush you off of the set. Vincent goes, that was great, honey. That was beautiful. You're on the up and up. These libertarians, they got nothing to spend money on, so they're going to spend it on you, baby.
What in God's name are you doing? Getting me Peak Bloom shower replacement? Are you fucking kidding me, Vincent?
Look, it's not even like Flatgut was that big of a deal. I'm sorry, Taylor. It's just
it paid my bills. How else do you think I afforded my 3-story Brooklyn brownstone that is on top of a 30-story Dumbo skyscraper?
Yes, and we all know
That's
about
all Flatgut money, Vincent.
Yes, we all know. By the way, you're mic'd right now. I think you need to, like...
Yeah.
Can we get this mic off of her? And they get the mics off. And he goes, all right, look, here's the deal. We've got... Do we need to do something?
No, we want to hear more about this microphone.
Okay, so I thought of a few things. I know you don't like to hear the name, but taking some cues out of Pilgrim's book, trying to find new markets. Maybe it's time to sorry, I ate a bunch of steak earlier. I was nervous. Maybe it's time to start looking for alternative incomes. You were banned from just chatting. You were banned from Ask Me Anything. You were banned from beauty. You were banned from makeup.
And you know that none of those were my fault.
Well,
You know that.
I'll say one of them wasn't your fault, but you didn't need to keep making drama videos that were doing that badly.
They were apology videos.
Yeah, but
They
you
were apology videos.
Yeah, but you know you're not allowed to curse on stream, and you cursed a lot on stream. You know, and again, it's fine. Look, it's fine. It's fine. It's wholesome family entertainment. Think McDisney. That's what you want to be doing, all right? McDisney. Be
McDisney.
one of those Britney Spears type, but before the Hit Me Baby One More Time, and back when it was more like singing songs and being no big deal. But if you want to go edgy, I can bring you edgy. Look,
I do love the oldies.
you.
Brittany.
Well, I'm glad to hear it because I can put you in a situation where somebody will hit you one more time, in a literal sense, as I know you don't like to hear the name, but Pilgrim, as you know, has gone off on a pilgrimage. He apparently said he was going to Shangri-La. I think he got as far as the Sonic Burger on the outside of New Jersey, but then I lost track of him. So who knows where he ended up? But I still have the contacts for his old team members, and I think maybe we get you in there, a little drama. It's like, ooh, is Taylor Tyler getting in on Pilgrim's turf? Is Taylor Tyler more valuable? Where did Pilgrim go?
Wait, are you talking about me joining the weird, the child that he had with him last time I saw him? Is that what you're talking
In
about?
fairness, he was 17.
I
picked up he might
love
be 18.
this.
Oh.
The audiences are going to absolutely die for this. I can see it right now. I can see myself, Taylor Tyler, fabulous as always, and a child, poor, destitute. The other weird guy, I don't know about him, but that child, definitely an orphan. I'm really, really liking what this is doing for my image.
Now, if you think you could still sell some of these products, maybe pop the cameras out in the middle of a stream in an exciting moment, and maybe I think we could build this as a segment with QVC, a specialized segment with QVC called Taylor and the Child. Maybe you get the child in the shot, you get the child to say something snarky about the project, maybe a little rat-a-tat-tat, a little razzle-dazzle-dazzle, then we've got some products to sell. And meanwhile, maybe there's gunfire in the background. Maybe the weird guy with the cowboy hat is saying, I need help, and getting hurt in the background.
What's a cowboy?
The knight in the background is getting hurt and is asking for help, and you guys aren't helping because you're so obsessed with blood gutter, or some other
This
product.
is exactly the kind of thing I need to beat out that talking dog time slot. I think talking kid so much better than talking dog.
I agree with you.
Yes.
I agree with you.
I know.
I will tell you a little secret. I shaved some metal into the talking dog's food just to get a little, my own little rat-a-tat-tat, just to make sure they can book you for the full hour last time instead of
That's
the
why
10
you're
minutes.
the best, Vincent.
Oh, I'm hardly the best. I too have had to downgrade from a penthouse apartment to the one right below it. It's tough times for all of us.
Solidarity.
Anyway, yes, solidarity, absolutely. Anyway, I'm off to go eat more steak as I am still stressed out. And I believe that Jeremy is on his way to pick you up, I suppose, or was he waiting outside with the windows rolled up in the car, like in no air conditioning and no heat on?
He's fine. He's listening to his favorite music.
Okay, good.
He's fine.
Do you go out and meet up with Jeremy, or?
I think I'm gonna leave Jeremy waiting for a second. I'm in no hurry to relieve him, but I will go out there eventually and meet up with Jeremy.
Okay, so what do you do in the meantime?
I'm just checking my feeds, seeing how that most recent TV appearance went.
Let's get a willpower plus composure for how depressed it makes you.
Okay.
Is this the first roll?
This
No,
is the-
you rolled a luck earlier.
Oh, this is
What
my
did you
first
get on
roll.
that? I don't
This
even
is Taylor Tyler's.
This is Taylor Tyler's first roll. Dropping books on the
Rolls.
floor. It is a
Throwing
stressful
Uh,
experience.
what'd you ask of me?
I asked you to roll luck to see how many mothballs.
Yeah,
you
I
get.
got
research.
2.
Oh, so
No, I got, yeah.
And a research roll.
And
And we did that.
And I
I'm
did
sorry.
a bunch of reading of the
Nice.
legal documentation on boys will be boys.
As I mentioned before, I'm fully illiterate. Can you tell me what I need to roll?
Okay, so here's composure,
Yeah.
which is 1, and here's willpower, which is also 1. So if you'll just roll 2 dice. Wait, is this app? Oh, this is not the right app. Did I have you download Shadowrun?
No.
Okay, we're gonna download
Let's see,
something.
go.
All right, everybody, hold up 1 second.
Oh, we're
but
gonna download an app on stream.
We do know to do
Yeah.
that, but we'll just roll 2 dice
0.
over here. Why don't we hit it again and let Taylor Tyler hit the button?
You got one hit.
You got 1 hit, so I think that you're able to not audibly be upset, but can we pop a micro expression on that face? Very good, and then eventually you meet up with Jeremy, maybe you go back to see your dad, maybe you go to the doctor, I'm not sure, but we're going to come back to you in a bit.
Who's Jeremy?
We can't talk about him out of turn.
And let's come over here to Dagger Knife. Now, Dagger Knife, where do we find you this this January 20th day, evening, whatever you'd like?
It is almost sunset. I'm naked on my roof. I'm doing a special motion meditation that helps me align with my psychic abilities.
Okay. Love to hear it. What does it involve other than lying naked on the roof?
Oh, writhing
Yes. Okay.
and gasping
Okay.
and opening, truly opening to oneself.
Do you see any visions? And are you on any substances?
Oh no, no. This visions, the clouds. You look, clouds.
Okay. So how long have you been doing this for?
Since yesterday.
And luckily, no one
I
lives
was
in
on
your
tracks
building.
then, but I'm not finished.
Can you give me a sensing plus intuition to see if you vibe? Like how hard you're vibing right now?
Okay, sensing and intuition.
Yeah. I just want to know how much you're vibing.
One hit.
Okay, let's your mic is,
Better days.
your mic is really quiet, unfortunately. I don't think there's a
One hit.
Yeah. If you can, yeah. You got one hit?
I got one.
All right. So do you feel like you've learned anything with this one hit, or are you just vibing casual style?
I feel like something. That great period of alone time is coming to a close.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So you live.
I already feel crowded.
You live on the in a old building right on the edge of the Myrtle Wyckoff demilitarized zone.
Mm-hmm.
You live over the Ultraliner bar, I believe, but otherwise the building is all to yourself. These buildings, a lot of them being abandoned since you're on the Null side and since the cops don't look kindly on people being on either side.
Every single entrance to my apartment is welded shut except for the skylight, which I open with my psychic abilities.
So are you going to, are you finishing up? Or are you going to go back in there?
Yeah. I'm very, very thirsty.
Okay. So what do you use? You use your,
I use the magic fingers.
Yes, you use your magic fingers.
And I open the skylight.
A telekinetic hand, invisible, departs from your mind, opens the skylight from the lock on the inside, and you're able to drop down into your apartment. Can you describe your apartment for us?
I have knives on every wall. Some are decorative, some I love to use for killing. A lot of vegetables. I grow some plants, and there's a cat. A lot of birds.
What's the cat's name?
Cat's name is Crystal.
Nice. Off the dome, too, with that one.
Do the cats and the birds get along?
No, well, they get along as well as any species do in this world, which is that they eat each other and consume the energies.
Now, are these carnivorous birds, or do they just
Oh,
end
I
up
mean
eating-
the cat. The cat eats the birds.
Oh, okay.
I've never yet seen the cat be eaten by a bird, but you can never really be sure what you may see.
So it's a lived-in apartment, ultimately. That's what it
Yes,
is.
yes.
So
By many animals.
So you do you do anything else while you're in the apartment? Do you make any phone calls? Do you go and visit anyone? Or are we just visiting you temporarily and we'll come back to you in a moment?
Well, I'm cleaning up because earlier I had tea with my niece, the nephew, and
What was that name?
the nephew.
Yeah, how did
Odd
that,
name. Her
how
mother
did that
chose
go?
it.
Are you reminiscing it? Do we need to go back to your tea with the nephew?
I'm gonna tuck into reading a nice book that she brought me.
What did she bring you?
I don't speak the language, but I'm gonna see if I can get impressions from the diagrams, and maybe just by closing my eyes and breathing its fumes.
Now where, like setting it on fire? Or
Oh no! Well, maybe later.
Now where did the nephew procure this book?
So she swiped it from her mother, my sister. Yes, Jesus. My sister has a shop, Vibe Checks Cashed, where she sells smoothies and psychic goods and rare finds and sometimes truly arcane curios. But she does not know the difference.
But you know the difference.
I know the difference, and let me tell you, the nephew can see.
So the nephew steals from your sister to bring you things, and this time
Yes.
brought you a book.
She knows. Can you believe she had this selling for only a modest sum that would make sense within the context of this world?
Wow. So
if we can hear maybe an example of what that would sound like.
So wow, like a powerful book being sold for like $6 or something like that, like a powerful
Exactly.
book. What do you expect to find from this novella, this light novel?
Oh, I'm hoping that maybe if my karma gets really good, it might teach me a spell.
Okay, well, why don't we roll a intuition plus sensitivity as you read the book, tucking in for the night with the dulcet sounds of cats murdering birds all around you, and it is some incense ready to burn the book at any moment.
I can't listen.
3.
You got 3 successes. We'll say that you're closer and closer to unlocking some arcane truth, but not this time. So the book
Gotta wait for that
stays
level up.
unburned.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it for now.
Okay,
No
that's good.
problem, yeah.
I'll give you 1 karma though, which luckily is not listed on your sheet. So if you'll just write in karma, then a colon, and do 1 tick mark because karma's done in tick marks. So
Doling out karma tonight to every soul.
Well, what I realized is it's more fun if people level up faster. So we're gonna start giving people
Oh, this
karma
is
more
tight as
often.
hell. Yeah, all right.
Can I also give myself a little karma box?
Chelsea wants a little karma as a
You
treat.
know what? You know what, Tyler, not quite yet, but we will. We'll be doling you out soon. Don't worry.
Dolan duck.
Wow, that microexpression's back. I'm sorry.
I feel more comfortable if there's at least a box that would insinuate that I could get karma.
Oh well, then you can write a box either at the bottom or
Thank
the
you.
top. Karma, put a little colon there.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Oh my god. So with that,
Oh, and I pet the cat.
and you pet the cat after it, of course, eats.
I wipe the blood lovingly from his cheeks.
So the cat is Crystal. What was the name of the bird that got eaten?
Oh, I don't know him that well.
Roll the casual quick.
You got so many up top in the pigeon coop. Like who can keep? The nephew loves them though. Okay. Well, let's come back to this situation between Bug and Galahad briefly. So you've now for a month and a week been commuting with the family minivan driven by Galahad, or do you make Bug drives? See that appropriate witch noise is because, as I was saying, we don't actually have a soundtrack to play. What we have is a recording of the music from the first game we played,
Galahad
which has,
giggling because I have to drive.
you know what? That's what it is. So
Well,
Galahad,
see,
do you have any drive skill?
You can't drive. You're too stupid
I'm
to drive.
hold on the phone. I got no, I do not have.
Now, Galahad, you do have a lot of money suddenly available to you. Do you
I
take
do.
driving lessons?
No.
Okay, so do you sit in the back while Bug
Yeah, I
drives?
feel like a king. I
Okay.
feel like what every knight aspires to be. What one would call themselves a liege to. I got a squire now.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, I came up with a nickname for you, buddy.
Okay, so
Ooh, that
Bug
face.
drives the knight and the squire over to
Stop calling me
New Cambridge Analytica, which is in the financial district. You're coming from Queens, so that's a bit of a drive.
Yeah,
So
wow.
you have to get on the road at about 8 a.m. to make sure you're there all right. Which means Galahad, how do you wake Bug up every morning?
He doesn't wake me up.
There's no way
I
you're waking
wake him
I
up.
was
no
kick him
way.
awake at
Why you
at the crack of dawn and
He's
say
a knight.
it's
He
time to
loves
ride.
sunrises and the sun in general. You're a teenager.
praise the
Have you,
sun.
as a teenager, ever woken up at 8?
That's
No.
fair. Actually, that's fair.
Yeah. So you kick Bug
I
away.
kick him and I say it's time to ride.
God, why do you do this every
I'll kick him.
Why can't you
I'll kick him again.
Stop it!
I'll say, get up, you little shit.
I'm awake!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, put on your
God.
dungarees. It's time to hit the dusty trail.
No.
Do you cook breakfast, Galahad?
Yeah, I gave him a day-old Johnny cake.
All
I
right.
said, you eat this.
You're
and-
up at dawn. Why can't you at least make a normal
Because I'm
breakfast?
basking in my newfound wealth. You think that newfound wealthy people are off making breakfast every day? No,
Can I get a
they're
body test
eating
from you?
avocado toast
I wanna
and kicking up their boots on their big mahoganies.
See, over here we've got Galahad, who frequently
Does it
only eats
just
Johnny
adjust
cakes, so his
body?
system has adjusted to this.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah.
we'll do body plus willpower to see how well your system is adjusting to just eating
Yeah, how do you
Johnny
feel
cakes.
about fiber? Because this ain't got
Three
none
hits.
of it.
3 hits. All right, so
Yeah.
your body somehow has managed to keep your stools
I
firm.
mean,
Whereas
Out of sheer force of will, because these
Yeah,
Johnny
young
cakes will run right through
17-year-old
you.
hanging in
Let
there.
me tell you.
You're immune to everything at 17.
that's exactly right. So you drive into work, where of course you come into the office. You have to scan both of your ID cards. Now, Galahad, you have both ID cards on you, of course.
Yeah, I keep them on a key ring.
And then Bug has to go up and to the 30th floor and goes to their cubicle, which is shared by a dozen other people who are all in their 50s. Where Bug has to do their duty, doled out by Sharon every day, who of course says like, okay, today, so we've got these 15 Facebook Lite accounts that we need you to log into, crack into that, to strip all of the information off of it so we can serve them better advertising, all right? You've got 15 as your quota today, Bug. Now, Mr. McCoy, I would love for you, of course, to keep an eye, but we did just get Primal Rage down in the room downstairs. So if you'd like to go play some
Primal
video
Rage.
games, we understand.
Yeah, you should go play, dude. You should go.
I'll
You
leave
should leave
Bug-
me alone.
I'll leave Bug with the worms.
Do you
up
really
here.
talk to your guardian that way? He's keeping you safe.
No, he's not. He kicks me every morning.
Well, probably to get you up because you're a good-for-nothing teenager who should be in jail.
Yeah,
Now,
gotta kick you in the shades, you know what they say.
How is it that I get CPS by just making one comment, but then I say I'm physically being harmed and no
Well,
one does
You
anything?
have a workplace kind of you think there's a thing like workplace compensation or
He's
something.
just waving a gun around as he's saying this.
Yeah,
You,
come on.
well, you complained to a guidance counselor, in all fairness, when the CPS was called.
Yeah,
Well, I
now
know what
in the
I'm
real
doing this
world-
weekend when I'm at school after work.
For 20 hours a day.
God.
Well, you might go back to jail as you have no guardian if you do that. All right, so can I get a logic plus code breaking to see how many of these Facebook accounts you crack into by lunch? Now, Galahad, can we check in with you? What are you up to as you're supposed to be monitoring? Now, you do have a little clock on your watch that shows
Yes.
how much progress Bug is making, so you know to run back up there and discipline if need be.
Oh yeah, I understand the requirements of parenting.
Well, by lunchtime, Bug has gotten through half of the things. What have you done for the 4 hours to
Well,
lunch?
I think I'm gonna spend 2 of those hours, just browsing internet sites for things to purchase, like, just looking at new old-timey kind of, dusters or cool
I mean, if
clothes
you hold
like
on your
that.
money, you might be able to afford a horse sometime soon.
That is true. They did.
They wouldn't let you have a horse before because you were
Yeah,
too poor.
they took my horse away.
I know, that
And
was
now
from
they-
episode 1.
They're gonna feel sorry about that one, and wouldn't that be cool?
That
Would
would
I
be
need
cool.
a driving check to ride a horse?
I think it would be animal, Ken, but it'd be funny if it was driving.
Oh,
Uh,
right. It would be.
We
Anyway,
did thoroughly discuss the horse.
We did discuss the horse. That's true. Taylor and I went through all the horse rules required.
that's good. I'm glad that someone fact checked that.
So what do you do for your other 2 hours?
Well, the other 2 hours I'm gonna,
You're gonna play Primal Rage?
I'm gonna play Primal Rage for a little bit, but I think I would like to just, work out for a while. Like, that's where I
So,
find myself.
Everyone
feeling-
else in daycare is legit a toddler, and you can kick their ass at Primal Rage. Let me tell you that much. So, we're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
give you
good. So, this is a place of learning for everybody.
we're gonna give you a +2 to all dice rolls while here because of your confidence for beating these
I'm
children.
feeling so good.
When you work out, all the other children try to work out, but their coordination is so bad they keep falling over, and that's what. So it was +1 for Primal Rage, +1 for being more buff than all the rest of these children. And then lunchtime rolls around, at which point you're not allowed to go off campus for lunch unless Galahad goes with you. Now,
That doesn't even make sense.
well,
Why?
there is a deli downstairs where they serve day-old sushi, and
Oh,
coffee,
God.
which you're not allowed to drink, but you can eat the sushi.
Why am I not allowed to drink coffee?
Because you're not 18
You're not
yet.
18.
That's not how coffee works!
It's 2071.
It's got
Get with the
addictive
program.
substances in it. Haven't you heard of caffeine?
Yeah.
They got those ugly stickers on every coffee cup now that's like
But
your
I-
lungs are popped out of your butt.
But I drink the. What is this?
That's-
It's like.
I don't know. That's like Soylent or something. You got protein in there.
Yeah, that must be why they're not like straight up runs from these Johnny Cakes.
Yeah,
Because of all
that's
this
all
damage. So, do you two go out for lunch? I mean, this is just
Yeah.
gonna be a day in the life.
Is
okay?
it Monday or
Yes.
Friday?
It
Well,
sucks.
we'll say
Yeah,
it's
sounds like it
Wednesday.
sucks.
We'll say it's Wednesday.
My life
All
quality
right.
has
We can go
dropped
out and get some
severely.
food on Wednesday.
Where do you
we
take?
get?
Where do you take Alfie?
All right.
You're in the heart of the financial district.
It's it's been. I didn't really do right by you for Christmas or New Year's. What would you like
You
to go
never
eat for
done
lunch
right
again?
by me in your whole
I
life.
got you out of prison, my friend. So you think about those words that just came out of your fucking hole. Now, what do you want to put in that hole for lunch today, right now?
God. I want freedom.
Oh, freedom fries. Well, they do have that at the old Burger King. That's right across the street. We
The
can go
Burger
there.
King is right across the street.
Yeah, they got the Impossible Whopper.
They've got a children's meal and they've got an adult's meal.
It's impossible. I don't know how they did that. It's
yeah,
crazy.
it is impossible. Yeah.
We're gonna go get that, and I'll even get them a Shamrock Shake. They
Shamrock-
don't serve
They
that
don't
there.
do
but
that
I will
there, you
insist that
idiot.
they
That's
make them
McDonald's.
Okay, can you give me a persuasion plus charm on whether or not you get the Shamrock Shake just out of making enough of a nuisance?
Yeah, I can try that. And I get +2, right?
Yeah, you get +2
I'm
because
still
you're
riding
so
high.
riding high from beating up
Yeah.
all those children.
All those kids, I think I know a thing. Oh, it's a good thing because I only got 2 successes.
So after hooting and hollering for the entirety of the lunch
Give me the
break,
mint one.
you get the mint milkshake. You give it to Bug, and you find, oh, time to go back to work.
Well, Bug, this was a nice bonding moment between father and sons.
Don't ever refer to yourself as my father ever. That's
Well,
weird. Why would you
call
want to
me
be
Daddy.
What?
You
No.
call me Papa, Big
No.
Papa.
Why
In fact,
do
they
you
made a
want
song
me to
about
do
that.
this?
I
Why
like
do
it
you
when you
want
call
me to
me
do
that.
this? You don't even like me.
Well, yeah, but I live with you, so isn't that kind of like anyway? You know, every family's got people they gotta kind of like, just because.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm never gonna refer to you as a father figure.
why
you're
not?
Even...
I've guided you through months of your life. I was with you on Halloween. I was with you on Christmas. Hell, I'm now your new dad, on paper and by the rule of law and God
God.
himself.
Oh my God.
And
My life.
now, you
My
know, I
life
basically
is
own you
horrible.
till you
I
get
thought
old
listening
enough.
to like Cypher 666 be depressed was bad, but
I'm not depressed. See,
God, I
I'm
would
very
say-
happy
what
being
did you-
your loving
you're a
guardian
sad
and
sack.
father. No, I'm not a sack at all. In fact, most people would describe me as twig.
Yeah,
Like,
well, you got a lot of Johnny Cakes in you, so you're looking a little sackish these
well,
days.
it's a good thing that I'm not. It takes two to call one another a sack, because you got a lot of balls for that one, you little shit.
So you get back to work, and Sharon is there and says, "Now you're gonna have to stow the food. You did make it back in time before work starts, but you're gonna have to stow the food. There's no eating at your desk. Now, Galahad, of course, you can't eat in the daycare. So if you would like
I eat
to,
the food.
Well, yeah, but
I eat
but
the food in the bathroom.
the you know.
oh
that-
no, the food is given to Galahad.
Yeah, I think
just
I just don't want it to melt, you know, and
Yeah,
make a
it is a
mess.
shamrock
There are a
shake.
lot of computers, and it is minty, so it's kind of
Oh,
sticky.
So you're gonna drink the Shamrock
I didn't
Shake?
even
now?
No,
want
I'll
the
just,
shake.
I'm
I didn't even
gonna
want the
drink it.
shake. I just wanted to eat lunch.
Do you drink it in front of?
Holy shit.
Well, yeah, a little someone said that, you know, with a little Johnny Cakes, well, maybe a little milkshake will help, you know, fill out everything else that you seem is lumpy about me.
So
And I drink
It
it.
won't.
you
all
drink
this
the
time
milkshake
today.
in front of you. Did
That's
you
how
want?
it works.
Did you want the milkshake? I mean,
No, I didn't want the milkshake.
What
I
did
just
you-
wanted to eat food like a normal person.
I
I,
mean,
can't
yeah.
even get that. This guy can't feed me.
To
He
be
can't
fair-
do. He can't drive. He can't do anything.
To be fair, you did argue so much about the milkshake, you got nothing but the milkshake and no other food.
Yeah,
So,
you go in there thinking you're going to get a Whopper, but it's frankly impossible. You end up getting something else every single time. So.
Yeah, again, this is like many other instances. This is an unrelatable topic. When you bring this up at parties, people are like, I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
assume a lot of me for being invited to parties. The only party I've ever been invited to is a LARPing one.
Okay, we'll say
and
this.
then my one and only friend that did that with me decided he wanted to hang out with his
You're
prison
right,
friends
you're right.
instead.
By,
Yeah,
by
because you're a
parties, I
loser.
mean when you go on Pilgrim's chat and you get like shadow banned for typing too many times.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is
I
why we
just want
reject
to
the
say.
monarchy.
Yeah.
is
That comes a lot from another. I don't know.
Can I get
I don't
another
even know you yet. Never
logic
mind.
and code breaking test from you to see if you get through the rest of it while you
Yes.
drink your shake and maybe take a nap? You got three
Well, yeah. Then I gotta take a massive liquidy shit.
Yeah. Let's get
so
a
I
body
do
plus
that
willpower
for
to see
2
how you
hours.
handle that. Now you Bug, you do manage to finish all your things. Sharon at the end goes, "Great work, Bud. Great work. This is fantastic." Of course, check
Did
goes
you
out
call me
tomorrow.
Bud?
I'm sorry, I meant to say Bug. I did hear that was the name you like to be referred to by. So this is great. And you know what? You're doing so well that we think this casual Friday you can wear the hood up. We've decided. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. I can't wait to see both of you. And then, Mr. McCoy, did you have a nice day too?
Well, I didn't remember what you told me to roll with body, so I assume it was athletics for a
It
ship
was
test.
body plus willpower. But I know body plus athletics, so tell me what you got.
I got wait, hold on. I got 3 successes.
All right, so after 2 hours, you feel like you got most of it
I
out.
think I squeezed it all. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
God.
like
So you're
this
emerging
snake's
from the
been-
bathroom. Can I get a luck check from you? No, presence plus etiquette from you.
Yeah, all right.
Wow.
Don't forget, I think even after
You have
that
a +2 still.
that gut wrenching shit, I'm still getting a +2.
Maybe
yeah.
give you a +3 for managing to get it all out. It was touch and
Oh,
go.
God.
Well, with all that, I still got 0 hits on that etiquette check.
All right, so you're
we're coming out of this one
There's
hot.
toilet paper on your foot, and your fly is unzipped, and you're zipping it back up as you come out, and you realize it's quitting time.
Well, I saunter out of the bathroom the same way I saunter into the saloon. So, my gate is wide,
Yeah.
and I feel pretty confident about our job well done.
Well, have a great day, both of you. We'll see you again tomorrow. And I was just telling Mr. Bug here, Mr. McCoy, you will be having a check, of course, come to you tomorrow. That check for $3,000, of course.
This money's going into good hands.
No,
It's
it's
a lot
not.
to raise a boy, especially by
not.
yourself.
It's not going anywhere good. It's my money that I do for this
Look, I'm
soulless
just a
job.
supervisor. I can't do anything about this. I'm just letting you know. And I'm going to go home. So I'll see you all later. See you tomorrow. We've got more Facebook accounts to crack. And I hear we're getting the Tailspin game in tomorrow.
I think I want to
Wow.
go to
Something for
jail.
both of you to look forward to.
Now,
I think I want to go to jail.
that's too bad.
I
Well,
think that's
it's too bad you're
preferable.
going home instead. I would like to say that, through this newfound freedom, working out all the time, having this newfound responsibility of a child, eating milkshakes when I want to, but, not too often that it affects my figure. I feel like I have a child now, and not only is that a boon on such websites, but it also is, gives me a sensitive side and an idea that maybe it might be time to find some kind of a partner that might help me through.
Sharon left
the
a
rest
while
of it.
ago. This
Yeah,
is
well,
that's what
I'm thinking
You're saying
every single day
no one
I
bug is
see
next to
Sharon, and I think, this lady's so nice to me. She knows that I'm a responsible adult,
Oh,
and she
gosh.
lets
She's
me
like-
eat milkshakes and tells me about new cool video
Stop.
games.
Please, you
I think
already
it might
make
be
my life
time to
so
make a dating
miserable.
profile.
All
You already
right.
made my life so miserable.
Get out there,
Now,
just put a lot of gears in my
What's
head.
your
in
software
motion.
stat?
My software stat is 0.
All right, so you know who would be good at helping you make a dating profile over here.
Yeah.
So-
In the ride home, I think I'm gonna propose the idea.
All right, so Bug.
I'm absolutely not doing that for you.
All right, let's fast forward to later that night where Galahad is withholding pizza from you and lets you make a dating profile over him.
I hold it up like this and say, buddy,
Yeah, the toppings are just dripping
help me
down to the
with my, help me
bottom.
with my sides.
I
Help me with
make
my sides.
the worst dating.
All right, let's.
Don't you
this is
want,
what
like,
I'm
a
looking
cool
for.
lady
Software
around?
plus logic
Wouldn't it
plus
be
data
fun?
processing to see how bad the dating profile is and how much he won't be able to tell.
Okay, but for how? Okay,
No.
okay. Oh, all right. Okay, so what is it?
Software plus logic plus data processing.
Yeah, I want it to say Lone Ranger looks for Clyde,
God.
bonnet to my Clyde.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
and
stop
then
it.
I-
Wait, wait,
and then I-
wait. Sorry.
and then I
Logic,
say,
stop.
Software.
you're welcome to hitch your ride next to mine any day of the week. Then I say,
8 heads.
no turfs,
Wow.
no slurps.
What does it say on it?
Okay,
Wait.
I'm thinking the Always Sunny episode where it's just like
Oh,
he
goblins
likes
and
milk
ghouls?
steak and he likes ghouls.
I like Johnny
And
cakes.
yeah, sure, you like Johnny.
But what
But
does he
I don't
like
know
that
what,
Johnny
what
Cakes
that
make you
means
do?
on
Oh,
like dating
he loves
profile.
that Johnny Cakes make him shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And
Well,
then
no,
he
I
has-
don't say. When did I ever say that?
What else does he have? What other details does he have? Because the thing is,
That
he's
he's like
looking
a
at it.
lazy
he's-
layabout. He doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
And he just is a total LARPing loser, and he has no friends.
Now, of course,
Now,
then.
did you put the pictures of me with my big ass muscles?
Yeah, what are the pictures
or
you
the,
put
my
up?
gun,
for
or
this
like
profile?
me holding a big ass fish?
I try to find any embarrassing photo that I can from like the LARP, like the early LARPing days.
There
when
is-
he
No,
didn't
you
quite-
can't. I know you can't put pictures online that's like more than like 6 months old or
So
whatever.
there is a picture
when I
of
was
him after
doing
he
that
got
still.
shot in the dick a bunch of times.
Yeah,
where
there's
he was
that one.
crying and pointing a sword at you.
Yeah.
You've got a picture of that from your cyber. You've got a
You
picture.
mean when I came out of the sewer?
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
crying and your dick got shot. You're pointing your knife and saying, "Respect me." In fact, you got a live photo of him
Yeah.
crying and pointing a sword. In
And then there's also the video of him running away from our first mission. So
Yeah.
it's just like him clearly
Hey, my
Covered
ass
in
looks-
drugs.
yeah, covered in drugs.
Yep.
Because he's a fucking loser.
And that's pretty good. And the beautiful thing is that Galahad knows nothing about computers. So
I mean,
he,
yeah, he's just like telling me, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, yeah, sure.
And when
yeah,
he sees how
we'll
bad
add
it is,
as well.
he drags the cursor and tries to type. He's like, "Why won't it type? If I drag the cursor over it and start pressing the keys, it won't type." So you publish it, and then that's who he is. And
That is
That's it.
who he is.
you know,
But that is.
This is gonna be my
He
new, daycare activity. I'm gonna be swiping literally all day long.
Can I get a
Playing
luck check from you?
games.
Please, I hope for a critical glitch on this and it works out somehow. Your new drill.
2 hits.
2 hits. So yeah, you are swiping left only on people that liked you, that like swiped on you, ironically, and a lot of them are like, "Ha ha ha, great profile, man." And they're all So that's.
Is that like a? I assume everything is a lingo.
Let's
like
get
it means
empathy
something.
plus
Like
intuition.
a great profile man is like that's like a hot
Yeah, you're
commodity.
doing great. You should ask them out.
When you say "let's
That's how
meet
it
up,"
works.
everyone says "ha ha 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 ha."
Care
Oh,
for a
It's because
sarsaparilla?
you're funny. It's because you're just very funny.
And so this is
No.
how you get through your life. You being tormented by this man who takes all your money while you get your minor revenges that stop you from
Yep.
actually killing him. And then let's say that on this night, Wednesday, late at night, when you're protesting the fact that you like Johnny Cakes because you like them, not because of the poop it makes you do later.
No, I think that they remind me of a time gone by.
That doesn't even make sense.
You get a phone call.
Oh, excuse me, I have to tape this.
You both get a phone call.
Oh, it seems you're getting one too.
It's a Comcode call, and you hear a voice you've heard before. I don't know if either of you remember though. It's from Caleb Shaw, and it's a voice that goes.
Is he the rich dude?
Do you say that into the phone?
I think he is a rich
Goes,
dude.
I'm the attaché to the rich dudes.
Oh, right. You're the weird guy.
Yeah, but you don't work for Cambridge Analytica.
No, what? Why would I work for Cambridge Analytica?
Why am I taking this call?
You're taking this call because I was offering you a job.
Yeah, I want the job. Please,
All right,
God,
what do you-
get me
what-
out of this fucking house.
Fantastic. Okay, well then we'll meet for the details. I thought I'd have to explain things over
No,
Comcode.
no, dude. I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
And you've got the rest of your team ready. Is that
No,
right?
Well,
I
I'm
just
a
have this
little-
moron, and I don't know where the other two went.
Yeah, it is just the two of us now.
It sucks.
Well, I think you
Save
can.
me.
I think you can make it to this meeting if you try. We'll look for the other two more people that we can bring in on this job.
I just
and then,
drive. Wait, where's the location?
You meet us once again at Winkleman Tower.
Wait,
off of
see you
Columbus
there.
Circle.
I get in the car. with
Now,
no
for those of you
job.
who don't know, Winkleman Tower used to be called Trump Tower, but but it became Winkleman Tower after Trump and all his children killed themselves in a video game. And so Winkleman Tower is the new real estate mogul of Null York City.
Yeah, they posted cringe and lost all.
They
their
posted
subscribers.
cringe, lost all subscribers, and
That's it.
yep,
In this
that's
cruel,
it. You know.
dark world.
So here you are. You were asked to meet with Caleb Shaw, and
Yep. Excuse me, my gun. is
let's
still-
go back to you, Taylor, briefly, which is Vincent coming to you, perhaps in your house. Maybe you get a call in your house. Where are you found this day? This is several days later. Or maybe not several days later. Maybe a couple days after. Well, that sucks. Let me turn off that
Oh, excuse
G-chat
me.
notification that I don't
My
need.
chats.
I would like
Um,
more of those noises.
We already have the other ding
Every,
dong, so
every time I talk, it's
All
like
right.
Winnie barking
Yep.
and the G-chat noise.
well, hopefully this will do you do you fine. So where do we find you?
Like on the phone call? Like where am I?
You're going to get a phone call, but on a job several days later. But where do we find you? It's late
okay.
at night. It's about 10 p.m.
Yeah, so I think that I'm at home and I am fully decked out in extremely expensive athleisure.
Sure, of course.
I am clearly not working out, but
Okay.
I'm pretending to.
Sure. How are you pretending to?
I am. So earlier the question was broached, who is Jeremy? Jeremy is, for all intents and purposes, my himbo.
Yeah.
Jeremy just does things for me. So Jeremy is spotting me.
Yeah.
And by spotting me, I mean I am laying fully down on my phone while Jeremy is lifting a big bar above my head.
Yeah, Jeremy. Yo, babe, you get a great workout here, babe.
Jeremy, you know what I said about the accent. I do not. It does not play well for the audiences.
Okay, babe, I gotta be real. I feel like I'm trying out new characters. Like, I used to be Derek, and you were like, that's lame. So I was like, why don't I be Jeremy? And you said, oh, I've got a great new idea. I'm thinking new accent to go with, like, the new me. It's like, put me on stream. When you decide to put me on stream one day, babe, maybe I'll be like, "Hi, mate, I'm Jeremy, and I'm Taylor Tyler's boyfriend, mate." What do you
It's
think? I'm
almost
thinking
like you're
being a
not-
Swedish character.
It's almost like you're not thanking me for enhancing your SEO. Derek and Jeremy were both taken in every search result, but Jeremy, you are owning the Google game, babe.
Yeah, that's true. When people are like, who's the person that like takes out your trash and stuff. But I was thinking maybe we could do more boyfriend things. I mean, I did buy you that Chick-fil-A that one time, and I'm thinking that's like a date in my book.
Yeah, no, I totally remember that, and that really meant a lot to me. We will circle back on that, and we can totally talk about it some other time, but I am working out right now. I'm so sorry.
That's true. I'm so sorry.
we
You're
can just
concentrating
stop.
real hard.
I am, yes.
Yeah.
And if
You're
you
looking
don't,
fly too while
thank
you
you.
do it.
I
Wow, that's
am.
great.
I fully am decked out in baby fat, which does still exist in 2021.
But it's made of real baby fat.
It is made of not of real baby fat.
With
I
the
don't know who
stem
said that.
cells,
Did
the
God
stem
say
cells
that?
are-
Yeah, I think it's,
Who
you
said
know, you
that?
harvest the child.
You're manifesting the person you'll be working with soon. Pops in your
I
brain.
hate this.
So you get a comm call from Vincent.
Yeah.
What's the ringtone for Vincent, of course?
Naturally, the ringtone for Vincent is just the sound of him breathing heavily.
It forces you to answer the call as
It
quickly
does.
as
I
possible.
hate it so much.
All right. It goes, Taylor, baby, you're not going to believe this. I was suggesting before the whole thing of running with Pilgrim's old crew. I just got a phone call. I got a phone call from Caleb Shaw, who's some British bloke who was like, they need more people, and oh my God, I put some word in. I put out feelers that if these things go around, and Caleb, he's affiliated with a rich guy who's affiliated with a rich guy, and you know, of course, I'm affiliated with rich guys. I got you the job. You're going to go to Winkleman Tower, the penthouse, the solid gold penthouse for this job, Taylor.
Okay. Is the child there? It is
Oh.
very, very important that the child is there.
I made sure that the child was there. I said, are they hiring minors for this job? And they said, what's your fancy? And I said, 17 or so. And they said, we got that for you, buddy. It was a talent agency. Who?
You did mention that they look underfed and like they need me,
You
right?
know, I didn't mention that, but I think it'll be good if you mention that on camera. Maybe you pop the slap chop in there and you're like underfed, so I'll feed you. Motherly instinct, I'm thinking. But you gotta get out there. You know, you gotta get out there soon. It's gonna be tomorrow at 5 p.m. You got a lot of time to prepare, but not a lot of time to prepare if I know you, Taylor Tyler.
Listen, I am gonna need a shower that will take at least 12 hours of my time. So
So you better get on that right now.
I
It
do
looks
need
like
to
you're
get
working out right now. Jeremy doing the reps. Jeremy, how you doing, buddy? Oh, I'm doing great, mate. It's me, Jeremy, over here working out my wonderful girlfriend, Taylor Tyler. Oh, your girlfriend, boyfriend now. I had no idea. Well, that's great. I'll buy you both a steak sometime.
See ya.
Oh, well, goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, goodbye.
See ya. What did I tell you, Jeremy, about telling people that we're official? This is like not really like I'm not trying to be exclusive. This isn't really like.
Well, I figured if I did the thing about saying you was what my boyfriend.
Can you cut out the fucking accent?
Well, I was thinking like you would like not notice the accent if I said another thing you don't like.
And that was very, very smart of you.
To be fair, I almost snuck it past you.
You're an idiot.
From the other room, you hear the yodeling.
Dad, I shit you not. I will will kill you.
He goes, sorry, I'm just doing my yodeling with my boys. I'll go back to sleep on the couch. And with that, Dagger Knife, let's come back to you. Now, it's been a couple of days. What have you been up to the last couple of days? Or you're going to get a knock on the door briefly, but what are you doing before you get that knock on the door?
I have been perched on a gargoyle all day, looking.
Is there a gargoyle at your apartment?
On the outside.
On the outside.
Yes.
Did you put it there? I feel like it's not a building that would have had a gargoyle.
Sometimes I make a little sculpture.
The nephew brought you the clay, some magic clay, and like.
I've just been looking at the city, and like just literally just vibing.
And that's where you hear when you hear from. Are you on the roof?
No, I just came inside.
So that's when you hear. That's when you hear from outside, like some shouting from outside your window. Look, yo, DK! Yo, DK!
Okay,
Let us in, DK!
I climb sort of like Spider-Man style and like perch on the outside, and I look to see who it is, but I don't see anything yet.
You see that it's Ruben, Freddie, and Frankie, some of LA's top guys. In LA, wearing a Hawaiian shirt, grill, a fedora. She's got both of her cyberized pit bulls hanging them. And LA goes, hey, yo, DK! I was just taking my pit bulls on a walk, and I thought, hey, maybe I can send you some work, to pay for this beautiful townhouse, what you got here.
I do like a snap finger gun. I still don't say anything. And then I do like a really fancy sort of gymnastics tricks down the building to land, and like really fancy.
So you meet them outside.
Yeah, but who uses the stairs?
Can you give me athletics plus finesse?
Oh, only 2 hits.
All right, no, that's more than
Okay.
enough for you to.
Yeah.
That's more than enough for you to, do a little somersault and land. Maybe you land rougher than you would like to,
Yeah.
but none of them notice.
It's dark.
And the dogs start barking, and LA goes, no, babies, it's okay. You want to talk about this on the street? It's a little weird. It's like a job, but I guess I own the streets. I guess it's either way. I'd like to go inside. I thought you'd offer me a thing, and my dogs they always shit outside, so I thought maybe they could shit.
I don't know how well they will land through the skylight after climbing up the outside of the building.
DK, you know what I told you. You gotta keep the Department of Buildings. If this ever comes around, you gotta not block into the first floor. All right. Okay.
She's
so
smizing and frowning.
look, I carry a. Look, Ruben, you got any drinks on you? I ain't got no drinks. Frankie, you got a drink on you? I got no drinks. Freddie, of course, with the bum leg ever since they got shot in episode 2 of Null York City Z-team, hobbles over and says, "Yeah, I keep him in all my pockets," and starts handing out little shots of Jaeger. And he goes,
Jaeger. Okay.
He goes, "All right,
Rolling with it.
we're all gonna do a drink, because I got a job for you. You've been mooching a little bit, and now I got something I need for you to do. All right? Is that okay, DK?"
Okay. Playfully, sort of like go punch him in the shoulder a little bit, but I don't make contact.
She goes, that's very funny. You gotta be careful. I got these pit bulls. They'll chew you to bits. One of the pit bulls is peeing on the other one. Right?
Peeing like motor oil?
No, just normal pee. The cybernetics don't
Oh, they're
connect.
cyborgs.
They're cyborgs,
I thought
not
they were
not-
fully android pit bulls.
I see you're admiring the normal piss. Very hydrated, I see. It's basically clear. You can drink it if you want.
Oh God.
Ruben
Maybe
drinks it
later.
all the time. So, here's the deal. I got a job. I got a connection from somebody who was looking for some people. Apparently, they hired people around the Myrtle Wyckoff demilitarized zone a while ago. So they come to me because they met in the ultraliner. And of course, you live above the ultraliner. I think bada bing, bada boom. Here's the deal. Winkleman Tower. Big fancy place. You're going to go to the penthouse. You're going to go there tomorrow at 5 p.m. You're going to embed yourself with these other people. You're going to do a job. And then I'm going to get a finder's fee. And then you're going to get paid for the job. And then, honky-dory, we're all kosher. Is that right?
Oh, yes. I had feeling something like this. Yes. She sort of drifts off a little mumbling.
All right, do your Jaeger shot and then we're good, all right? Tastes good, right? What's the flavor?
Certainly,
of that?
you know, it's a bit syrupy, you know,
That's why
candy.
Yeah, that's why it's good. The thicker it is, it means less water they add, and that means it's better. You know? They're not watering down Jaeger, my friend. That's why I don't drink nothing else.
I like wink and sort of float with the magic fingers the shot glass back into the what is it? His prosthetic leg case.
Yeah, back in, and yeah. Freddie goes, "Ooh, a recycler! I love this! I love this!" And then with his hand like wiggles his fucked up leg up in the air, and you hear it jangling around. And Ellie goes, "You just made his day. Everybody ignores him all the time and steals his alcohol. That was nice of you. I appreciate it."
And I sort of do like a playful salute and I scale the building.
And Ellie wanders off and goes and starts saying like, "Pee outside, you freaks!" Like at the things, and Ruben and Frankie walk along while Freddie drags himself behind LA and the rest of the dogs. So let's fast forward to 5 p.m. the next day. Now, of course, that means you two will, of course, have to ask to get off work early. Let's move to that moment. Sharon saying like,
We need to get off early. Like we have to be there at 9. What time do we leave?
Did I say it's 5 p.m.
5.
to be there?
Yeah.
Did I say 9 p.m.?
No,
I gotta
No,
take,
I'm saying like I work from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta take the boy to the pediatrician. He's got something.
Deception
he's
plus
been-
persuasion right
he's
away.
been
Right out the
ripping
bat.
his
Deception
penis
plus
apart,
persuasion.
and I gotta make sure that everything's all right. I said he's been ripping his penis
But
apart.
why can't you just say I'm cold like a normal person?
Because that's not what's happening.
You gotta make it.
You've been ripping your penis
No,
apart,
I
looking at
haven't-
this shit online with tentacles.
All right.
And
Deception
What's
plus
wrong with you?
Deception
I
plus
don't,
charm.
what's,
plus
I don't judge, I don't kink shame. I just have to take you to the doctor to make sure you're
Yeah,
not
just
getting
say
any
I have a
STDs.
cold, like a normal
No,
person.
I gotta make
I'm
sure that you're not
calling.
infecting
I'm
yourself
trying
or
to help
infecting
you.
others with
And now you're
crusty,
being a weirdo.
To be fair, Sharon
crusty
says,
genitals.
To be fair, Sharon says, ripping your penis off is pretty cold.
What
So,
does that
It
mean?
means it's pretty cold.
It's
It means
pretty
you're-
cold. Yeah,
it's
why?
pretty
Don't
cold.
question the lady. She's your boss.
All right, so can I get a deception plus charm plus 2 for that great excuse?
I got no deception. Charm, do
Take a
have.
-1 then.
Well, this
Charm
sucks
-1
noodles.
plus 2, so charm
Alright.
plus 1.
I got 2 hits on that.
I got 1 hit. So
Yeah,
they
that's
go,
what I like to
"All right,
hear."
Well, I do believe we must preserve this child's penis, so why don't you take him right to the pediatrician? You can go
Thanks.
immediately. Now, Bug, of course, I will insist that you complete your job. by the end
He'll
of the
make
day
up the
regardless.
time. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and it's making up double. You know, overtime is time and a half. That means time and a half time.
No,
You have to
no,
work.
no, no,
that-
no,
that's-
that's not what overtime means. That's
No,
not what overtime
if you
means.
end before your time is over, you must work
No,
one
that's
and a
not
half
what that
times
means.
the hour.
That is literally not what that means.
Well,
As a former
as-
engineer, I also
No.
think I need to disagree with that math.
well,
but
as an adult, I would have to say, but you and I guess, as both adults, why don't
we'll
we?
negotiate it. Like we can do time .25.
Time point
wrong
five,
with
that
you?
sounds good.
Yeah,
and I
that's
will
it.
say,
I'm
out of
negotiating.
fairness, you won't have to come in that day.
Oh, thank you. You'll have an on-duty nanny or some kind of guardian in
Oh my
place.
God.
Oh,
Maybe
yes.
you bring his teacher in. I don't remember. There's
Oh,
some kind of robot.
Robo teacher, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I
You
feel
know
like
what?
you could load that program in, no problem.
I'm sure that Robo teacher would do it for a pittance, being that he's a teacher and all.
Yeah, it's so easy to get. They'll take any kind of work.
Well, you better be off for this penis enlargement therapy or whatever. it is
Oh,
you're doing.
it's just ensuring that it doesn't just wither off and die. He is not treating it with the respect and dignity that one's own body deserves.
Stop.
I don't know. Can you? You seem to have a problem. That's how we're
I
going to
don't
the
have a-
doctor.
Sharon turns to you and says, and reaches a hand out and says, "I admire so much your ability to guardian this
I leave.
insufferable
Oh,
child."
it's a tough job. In fact, sometimes it feels like air horn sound, air raid is going on. But you know, that might just be my heart fluttering in my chest. See, Sharon.
I leave.
What is it, Mr. McCoy?
Sharon, I get nervous and then I say,
Whatever
I'll
for,
talk to you
Mr.
later.
Oh.
You have a good weekend now.
Roll intuition plus empathy.
Oh God. Shit.
I leave
shit.
while they're talking.
Yeah, you missed all of that.
Oh, I missed all of it. I'm in the car. I leave them behind.
Well, there is child safety locks, of course.
No, there's
on the
not. I
car.
have the keys. I drive it.
I got a
Oh,
glitch.
You got a glitch?
Yeah.
So you think that
With 2
she's
hits.
not into you at all? Is what you
Oh.
think?
Oh, just like the rest of them.
Um,
Just kidding. I don't think that. That's.
Let me check
I'm
really
just
quick.
Sad.
Are we getting a weird squeak in the audio? I'm just double checking that it's happening to more people.
Oh, that's the squeak I put in.
That's the squeak you put in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What kind of squeak?
Just double checking if we got a squeak in chat. If Rake or somebody has heard that. I'm just double checking. Are you still hearing it, Jensen? Oh, Jensen can hear it. I'm hoping there isn't a squeak. Well, who knows? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pop the.
It might have been
Then you should
playing
use
with the
Sam's
microphone.
What's that? Jensen?
Wait, what you asking?
Are you hearing a squeak?
Sometimes when we talk loudly close to the mic.
Oh.
We talk loudly close to the mic.
Okay, that might make sense. The mic volume is like the mic volume is really high for
Things are
everybody
little-
but Dennis for some reason. Anyway, sorry everybody. We'll pop back. No, I really
like
don't
it that
know why.
way.
Well, so the
Marty
the volume
scratched
was pretty high up. So let me just adjust it a little bit. Okay, cool. All right, so let's come back. So with that said, you two are off. You took the car. Galahad,
Yeah,
the
you're
car
on
is
your own,
gone
bud.
when you arrive.
Oh hell,
So what are you gonna do?
buddy!
The car's already gone, so there's no
Oh,
money.
I see. Just in the dusty distance, I see one middle finger going up in the rear view.
So how do you get there?
Oh, well, first I stamp a few times and I say, God dang it, not again. Then I call an Uber.
Okay. Sure, that's fine.
It's-
You've got the money for it. Do you call an Uber chopper just cause fuck it?
Yeah, it's on Bug's dime anyway.
That's okay. That makes
It's
sense.
easy. It makes this so much fun.
Now the rest of you, how do you get there, Tyler?
Oh,
Do you take a?
I am gonna have Jeremy drive me.
Oh, okay. In the luxury car that you have.
It's a Hummer limo, which is an antique at this point.
Yeah, it is.
I like it in the same way that I like having my 3-story brownstone that is stuck on top of another building.
Which means like a lot, or?
Like a lot.
Okay.
Like I like having relics of the past. I think it makes me classy.
It definitely makes you classy.
Yeah.
It absolutely makes you classy. That's wonderful, and it means it takes an extra long time to get there because the
It
turns
sure
you have to make are
does.
very specific. And of course, Dagger Knife. How do you get there? Do you take public transit or?
No, I left a little earlier in the day, and I did it all sort of like as like running and leaping across the buildings, and I never touched the ground.
Well, you do have to cross the river at some point. What do you do?
The bridge still there?
Yes.
Yeah, just like up little suspension cable holder
Amazing.
things. They're actually quite wide if you're nimble.
Let me get a finesse plus athletics.
You're
for you to
like
see how
what
well you do
every little child dreams of
Five
on a road
hits.
trip.
that. 5 hits.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And can I get intuition plus drive from you, just to see if you make it there?
Can I also?
Oh, I think it's okay. Oh, it's really close though.
Yeah.
2 hits.
I kind of like that. I like kind of gesturing and having it happen, but this is closer than I thought it would be. Whatever, it's fine. 2 hits.
2 hits.
Yeah, you don't kill anybody on your way there.
Before I or when I arrive, can I like case the joint? I want to like see if I can see from the next door building or something.
What are you looking for specifically?
I just kind of want to see like I want to watch everybody else arrive. I want to like see who these people are.
Okay, give me a research plus intuition.
2.
All right, so with that check, what you mostly find is that this is Columbus Circle. You manage to make your way into another building nearby where security is relatively lax. You know, they ask you to sign something, but then when you walk by them, they go, oh well. And you get up onto the 10th floor where there's just like an observation deck. And looking around, you see police kind of wandering around. You see, somebody selling hot dogs on the corner. You see a couple performance artists, and mostly you just see all sorts of just like tourists wandering about. As this is a hub right near, the
Yeah.
corner. It's only 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. so it's like just pretty busy. The traffic is backed up, and with a score of 2, I don't think you would notice,
Okay.
for example, the other runners or anything like that. But you get a make for the area, which is that this is a rich, well-protected district of Null York City. There's a very obvious police presence. Reminds you of
the
before
front
the
door.
era.
I will use the front door.
So are you there early, or do you arrive right at 5 p.m.?
I'm on time.
And Bug, of course, you park on your own dime, and you're there right on time too, I suppose.
I just needed to get away
Galahad, you're a minute late. Taylor, Tyler, did you leave with enough time, or are you going to be?
I have zero consideration for other people's time. So no, I'm very late.
So when you arrive, everybody is waiting in the lobby with the guard next to the gold-plated elevator, saying, "Can't let you up till you're all up. Can't let you up till you're all up. We're waiting. We're waiting for some broad. I'm not sure who."
I would like to have a little word with my ward.
Oh yeah,
Shut
you
up.
go talk to your ward. Your ward is sitting in the
Stop.
Keep it civil. I remember when you strung him up and started spanking his belly in the middle of the Columbus
True.
Circle, and it was considered a
Yeah.
performance art at the time, but I know better.
Yeah,
So
you
you
suck.
keep it civil, mister,
Yeah.
or I'll be forced
nice
to
to
eject
you.
you from the building after making you clean the toilets.
Wow,
Be
the
nice.
tables have turned.
Be
I don't
nice
like
to
the way the sun rose on this situation.
What do you have to say, loser?
So, Daggerdef, you're just here seeing this happening.
I'm touching all the plants in the room to see what their leaves feel like.
I'll put my finger up in a stern way, but I
Hey,
keep
that's
getting
threatening.
distracted
That's
by.
threatening. That's a threatening action. He's pointing at me.
No, I'm pointing at the sky. In
Can I
praise
arrive
to
so
God.
this can
I would
stop?
like to. I keep thinking about whatever this person's doing, touching all the plants, but I need to lay the law down and say, you can't be leaving your partners behind. That's against the law and it's against the will of God.
It's not.
And
against-
I also
So
think
you
that.
actually
just
not
as he
against
starts talking
either
about God.
one of those things.
Fair.
God's not real.
Yo,
I
babe,
think I'm in the
babe, should I
wrong
just
spot.
stay in the?
I don't know
don't
when
park
I
in a
If
became
you
bus
could
a
just
lane?
spiritual
circle the block a
man
couple of
because I certainly
times.
didn't care about
Yeah.
God at all in season 1, but.
Excuse me, I'm here now. Hi.
Who are you?
Oh, that's that
Hi.
broad we were
God.
looking for.
You remember this?
I walk
remember-
up to Bug and I say,
Yeah, you
all
do
of
from the
gods
party.
are real.
We
Oh
went
my
to the.
God.
All the
He
gods are
is
real.
here. Can I run up to Bug and start touching Bug's face?
Stop.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Please
my
don't
God.
touch my
Can I start streaming? Can I stream in here?
Oh,
Can I
God.
stream?
pretty face like you, I don't see why
Thank you.
not.
Oh my God. Hello, everyone. It's me. Hello.
What's happening?
And
What is my
I want
face
everyone
turned
to
into?
know that this is.
Oh,
Bird?
I everywhere that she moves the camera, I step out of the frame.
So you're not in the frame at all.
I'm like, maybe you can see me a little
Are you?
bit,
Yeah,
but
you're
I'm
like in the
just
frame,
like
moving
not,
out of the frame.
I'm not
But
trying to
Bug is
stream.
in the frame being held by you, right?
I'm like, what?
I have yes.
No.
This destitute child that who has no parents to speak of is here with me right now. I do want to say, that I love children, and I have a lot of feelings about them that I will share with you so soon.
Miss Tyler, Miss Tyler. He does
What a
have
sad
a
little man.
he does have a guardian, ma'am.
Yeah, he sucks at
it's
being
me.
a guardian.
I'll
It's
take
this-
care of him.
it's
Can we
this
cut the
loser.
stream?
I am a single parent, you
The
see.
stream-
and-
the stream
The stream has been cut.
Well, let me tell you about being a single parent. It's tough work out here, and every once in a while,
Dude,
I
shut up! You're
I
such
yearn
an
for a
asshole.
partner.
I'm gonna really, really need for you to not say things like that when I'm on stream again, okay? That's really cute of you, but I really don't need this right now.
You invited
no
me
one
to
needs
your
you,
party
Galahad.
before.
It talks. It talks? Amazing.
I'm
Well-
stretching.
Caleb will see you now that you're all four
Oh, wait,
together.
to
This
your
is the
party.
express elevator. And he thumb pads on some AR display, and the elevator opens up. It's big enough for all of you to stand more or less shoulder to shoulder.
Ugh.
We spent quality time together over the course of an evening.
Can I get willpower plus logic? If you even remember this, you were like 12 shots deep at the time.
Not before we got in the club. That was after the fact.
Oh, I apologize. You're right. So you all cram into this elevator?
I get in the elevator.
Can I
And as
wait for
far
the
as
next one?
I was concerned, that was like
Yeah,
normal fun party
Absolutely.
stuff.
So you're yelling that as the elevator doors close, and you're now in here with this
Yeah, I put
strange
my
plant
hand
toucher.
on. Yeah, and I put my hand on the boy just to
Stop
you know,
it! Stop
claim
touching me!
ownership.
Stop touching
and
me!
also to
Where,
show-
like a back of the neck? Or
yeah,
Right.
like I'm
You-
scruffing a cat.
Stop!
But
Off me!
more of like it's friendly because it's also kind of like a got your nose kind of situation.
I
Sure.
hate
I
this.
stand perfectly still, except my one eyebrow is raising as the elevator gets higher and higher.
Friend, you got something going on with your ball caterpillar.
What is that? What is wrong with you? Why are you like this?
I'm just making a friend.
No,
Hi,
you're
I'm
not.
Galahad.
He's an asshole. Don't shake his
Call
hand.
me
You don't know where it's
Dagger Knife.
been. He doesn't really breathe.
Is dagger knife? Is that two names? Two
Oh,
words?
it's one word.
All right. Well, dagger.
And I smile, and you can see that I have a gold tooth.
So just
Matter
be
of
clear
fact,
in this
tooth fairy.
moment. what do you all have on you? Starting with a dagger knife. What equipment do you have on you
Okay.
right now?
So in my pocket is a dagger knife. I'm wearing my. I'm not wearing the chameleon suit. I'm wearing my just armor jumpsuit.
Okay.
It's sort of like a gray, tasteful. And I have one neurostun patch on me.
Okay. Great. What do you have on you, though?
I mean, just my deck. I came from work.
Right. So you don't have. Also, what are you wearing? Because you came from work.
I wear whatever I want.
Damn, you get away with that? Wow. It's
Well,
on
I
your
mean-
record, but no one's saying anything about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Taylor,
I
what do you
certainly
have on
don't.
you?
It's open.
So I am wearing my classic, like, very tight dress and then extremely large coat with a very big bag that I've got on me. We don't talk about that. And
Is it secured?
I
I'm not talking.
I have limitless wonders inside of the bag and coat.
Okay, so we'll come to that in a second. And Galahad, what do you have on you?
Well, I'm wearing normal, everyday work attire. I got my frilled fringed, top on. I got my dungarees, and I'm not wearing my spurs because I know that in the past they've torn up the floor, and
Yeah.
HR was
I
upset
mean, they're
with me.
considered a weapon in the state of New York. So.
Yeah, well, to some, that's debatable. But I am wearing my hat, and I'm not carrying my sword because I thought, I was getting a ride in the car.
But of course, you do have your gun in your
But I have my
pocket.
gun, but, the sword's in the car. It's just, I don't know where the fucking car's parked because some shithead left work without me.
Really.
Yeah.
I also have like 13 of my zip ties. Just
Okay, good to know. So you arrive up top, and the door opens up, and you see a familiar face, which is Eric Winkleman.
Yep.
He's back, still sitting in place. He goes, "Knew you guys would be coming back. I still got 3 controllers plugged in for this Mario Kart 64. Been playing by myself for like 2 months now. So if you want to get in here and play with me, dude, that'd be so fucking dope."
I
He
have
takes his
been
hat, puts it in
practicing
the
video
back.
games for a little bit, like
Well-
a week.
Well, get in there. Get in here, buddy.
I
is
start
this
doing
person familiar to me?
No, it's just familiar to the two of them because they had to deal with him before.
But
I
I
start
haven't
doing
seen this
mental-
person on TV or anything.
Give me academics plus intuition to see if you recognize this person.
I have to do mental calculations to figure out if I dated this person or not.
So you pop up briefly after, and the person goes and leans up to Galahad. Now, Galahad, can I get a intuition plus software to see how well you're gaming?
I got none.
And with that, you got none. You don't recognize this person.
I got no hits on my game.
You got no. So you're losing badly.
Oh. yeah.
And while you're losing badly, Eric goes, "Hey, dude, you can like do a slide if you like press the L and then the R buttons. You
Yeah,
can do better."
yeah.
But outside of that, who's the like rocking babe down over near the elevator, Dad?
I don't. Well, her name is Taylor Tyler, but she's kind of cold.
Dude, I love cold, dude.
Just
I
saying.
grew up in
That's
a
all I can say
refrigerator.
about her. Is she's a little cold. In fact, she pretends not to recognize me, and we went to a party together one time.
Chill, dude. I love
And
parties.
that-
Fist bump.
I pumped his fist.
Okay, but pump like you bump it.
Yes.
Okay, so it's very
You
clear.
just shake his just
Yeah, I give it the old, washing a horse's leg.
From around the corner, you hear, "Eric, I told you, don't play with the criminals." And it's a buff-looking old man wearing just a vest, a tie, some slacks, very nice shine shoes, balding a little bit, tall, just looking good. Comes in and Eric goes, "Yo, what? I just wanted to play a video game. What's wrong with that? Go get a job, Eric. Get a job." Anyway,
Bro, if
you
get
four
a
together. If you play one more round
No,
with
I'm
him,
giving him some life advice. As long as he's got a kid, he can go play video games all day long and get paid for it.
well, he doesn't have a kid, thank God. But
If
you
need
know,
a
it's
kid-
astute of you to say this is about children. If you recall last time,
Yeah, you're the kid.
come with
guy.
me, come with me. And he walks you through this solid gold penthouse apartment, just the most tacky, horrendous place you've ever seen. Eric, hooting and hollering as he just slides left and right, showing off the skills that Galahad never knew how to play in this vintage system worth thousands of dollars because
It's
of how
like
vintage
crazy
it is.
because he's been playing for so long and yet he still sucks.
It's against toddlers, so like it's
That's right.
Yeah.
It's fair.
So, Caleb walks you into a familiar room to the two of you, to Galahad and Bug, which is a master bedroom. That again, opening the door, you step into a room that has a big plastic sheet over 2/3 of it that include, you know, a bed, a dresser, like there's a bathroom that access. It's just a classic Bubble Boy situation. And you see sitting in a chair, in a wheelchair a little further in, with an IV drip and an oxygen mask over their face, an old man, a very old man, who Caleb Shaw walks up, the British man, presses a button that makes a buzzer alert, and the man kind of jerks his head. You're there for maybe 30 seconds before he wheels and looks at everybody. Henry, we've got them for you, says Caleb into the intercom. And then Henry wheels forward, pulls the oxygen mask off. I recognize two of you, but not the other two. Caleb, have they been vetted? And Caleb says, well, best recommendations we can get. Points at you, Dagger Knife, and says, Caribbean Kings vetted, and over here we have Vincent Marquez vetted for this one. Vincent's a Hollywood man. What would make? Well, the last one was a Hollywood man too. We thought it appropriate, and then of course the reliable Galahad and Bug. Oh yes, the child, the hacking prodigy. I used to hack back in my day, says Henry.
That's tight.
I'm raising him by myself. It's tough.
Dude,
here.
shut
I
up.
take my hat off in respect.
He goes, I too run a family business, Mr. Galahad.
He doesn't run anything. Don't listen to him. I'm just
He
saying.
talks out of turn.
Hacker
but
to
one day
hacker,
he'll-
you know? He just doesn't do anything.
He looks back and forth and says, I tire of this.
I do have to say I'm deeply incensed by the fact that you don't know who I am.
I also elbow Bug. I say, shut up. Remember?
I wink at the handsome,
Remember what?
well-dressed guy.
The more you
with
talk
us
to the
again.
guy, the less he's gonna pay you.
What's
Well,
the
no, that was your deal, not mine.
I'm looking out
Caleb
for
goes,
both
shut
of
up,
us.
shut up everybody. This is my employer who's much more important than all of you. And you're talking about bullshit. Absolutely. I take the wink and I'll run with it. Caleb Shaw says,
I'm
looking
laughing
you.
at these other clowns like, young people, am I right?
My God, you are. Can you give me a charm plus
Oh,
presence?
yeah, we'll see.
This is for how much they enjoy the wink, or are they just patronizing you?
One hit.
Patronizing?
Patronizing.
So I got 5 hits. So he's absolutely patronizing you. Can I get an intuition plus empathy to see if you notice that?
Oh,
God.
One.
Okay, so you think he's like kind of into you, but not into you enough, okay?
Well, it's okay. I wasn't really doing it because I was really into him. I'm just like, it's not that hard to make a better impression than these freaks.
Okay, you are, that is true. You're doing a good job there. You're being stoic and in the back corner with a bunch of old people, and you're old, so like that works out. So Henry says, since your previous team sent my first child, Winkleman Jr., the sample from the maternity ward that you both raided, we've done our own bit of research and we have found that indeed my first child's son was misplaced. We were given an inferior child, who we have clearly given up for foster care, and we hear that they're being malnourished, which is appropriate for the situation. As a father, I'm sure you can understand how
No,
much you
he's
don't
not
want
a
to take
dad.
care of a bad child, and you want to take care of a good one. He
I
says,
wish I
so
was taking care of a good one.
we have gotten some
That's
leads.
your fault.
We've some leads for you, and what we need is for you to readopt, we shall say, my first child's son. This is a matter of extreme importance.
How does one do?
Well, one does that by arriving in the middle of the night and putting a black bag over their face and then pulling them into a car and then driving them to their new home, which will be in my second bedroom, or third, or fourth, or 20th. Who gives a shit?
Well, you have a lot of money.
Do
Can
they
you
know?
just like adopt them legally?
This is incredible. They already have a family that says they love them. I don't know if they were given incorrectly or if it was some other bullshit, but according to the stats, they are loved. Child Protective Services went in and they said the child was doing well. So my thought,
We can't just
Yet
do
they-
a
and yet
regular
they-
old switcheroo with a
And yet
a
they do
child.
nothing for me.
well, we already got rid of the other child, so no switcheroos available.
My viewership does drop significantly under the cover of night, so I was wondering if we could just do this maybe in the middle of the day, like maybe around 3 p.m. when viewership spikes.
Caleb-
Is that possible?
Caleb
Is that
says-
fine?
To be fair, peak kidnapping hours for children is right after school gets out, which lines up directly with 3 p.m. I see no problem with this, Henry. Yes, I see no
Thank
problem.
you so much.
The point is to make it discreet, to keep it stealthy, because we don't want it coming back to us. So if you can keep the child, gag the child, perhaps knock the child out, perhaps threaten the child so that they don't know. We would appreciate this so we can take a rather egregious DNA sample to make sure that this is in fact our child, because we've been
Egregious?
wrong. Well, what I mean is there's lots of DNA tests, and we figure why not go with the whole smorgasbord, as it were. So, this time is of the essence. We'll pay you handsomely for this job, and you ask,
What's handsome?
well, what were you thinking, child? What would you pay to be adopted by your rightful parents again?
Oh my god. So much money.
Why don't we say 4 of you? Caleb, what can we spare? Caleb goes, let's 15. 15 each, 15,000 each.
Sir, as one parent to another,
God damn it, dude.
let me just say that this boy earns a healthy wage of $120,000 a year. Now, were he to be adopted by his own family, he doesn't see the value in that. However, I, as his legal guardian,
No,
understand
I
that is worth
absolutely see the
at
value
least
in the money, dude.
$120,000.
What's each for a single job? He starts sputtering. Alarm starts going off as he's coughing.
You know, as
the
a,
oxygen mask reattaches.
as a wealthy individual such as yourself, you might have lost touch with the value of a common child.
Okay, give me persuasion plus charm at a -2, okay? If anyone wants to jump in on this
I
attempted
have a
negotiation,
question.
1.
What?
For you.
he says he gets control of himself. It says 120,000 for the. We'll have future work if that's the case. Perhaps it will total to that. But Caleb, it looks like the pristine old lady in the back has a question. What is it?
This family that we are to steal a child from, do they have special abilities or anything dangerous?
No, I think that they live in a modest community in Queens. We think that it would be rather easy to steal the child. And
Are we stealing from poor people?
I would. To me, yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
I would say, ultimately, from my perspective, they're destitute. Perhaps they make a median income of 200,000 a year, perhaps. It's
Can I
pathetic, but then-
Grab your hand.
He says, well,
Now,
he says,
200,000
sorry,
is
I'm in the bubble. You can
more
grab
than-
Caleb Shaw's hand. Madam.
Yeah, so I do grab the hand of Caleb Shaw and I say, listen, my associates and I here, we understand what you're saying, and we do know that this is very difficult and that it's a lot to give us more money. I understand, but what I do want to say is that this doesn't seem to be great for our image. So maybe if we could just be compensated a little bit more, right? Just
Okay.
like for the hit to our image, right?
Take a charm plus persuasion plus 2. What did you get on? You got a 1 before, right?
I got one, and I would like to say that a paltry sum of household median income of $2,000 is quite a bit more than the value of a child at $120,000, and that was something to poo-poo at. So, what could possibly be the issue of asking for a bit more than that?
Well, let's see what you get first.
I got 4 hits.
Before it's like, Caleb releases, turns to Henry, who nods and says, "For you and the hit to your, we can authorize 30,000 for you. As for the rest of you, I suppose your stoic nature, 20 and perhaps 15 for the child and the.
Oh, come on. Give him
I get 30
15.
out of it.
Give me charm plus
Wait, you
persuasion.
didn't get 30. You got
I get all your money.
Well, not from this, not from Shadowrun. Can I get charm plus
Yeah, not from
persuasion?
Shadowrunning.
Take charm plus persuasion plus
I'm
2
just a
for how
poor
sad
kid.
you're feeling.
I'm just a poor kid.
Yeah, charm plus persuasion plus 2 for how destitute
Wait,
you
was
literally
it charm plus persuasion?
Plus,
Plus
is that
2.
every single time I have a salient argument,
Where is
I get made
persuasion?
You
less money
make
out
your
of it.
argument so bad. You have a high skill, but you you always are like, well, I took a shit, and that shit reminds me that when poop comes out your butt, it always runs downhill, like the money I want in my wallet.
That is how I feel. And I don't understand why every single time I have to get shit upon when I'm talking about shit running down my pants, not on
No
top
one
of my
wants
head.
to talk about
Look. Here's what we'll
man.
do. 20,000 for you, 20,000 for you, 30 for the woman with something to lose, and of course for you, how about this? A free buffet ticket for the rest of the year at our buffet downstairs.
And a muzzle.
And I don't get any other compensation.
We'll give you the 15,000 and you get the buffet pass. Limit to 3 entrees every evening.
All right, I'll take it. That's like a free country club.
So, okay. So Caleb Shaw then passes around a little data pad and says, if you'll just put your thumbprint and then just a prick of your blood, and we'll just take that and we'll just to make sure everything stays on top. This includes a non-disclosure agreement. You're not to talk about children of any kind for the next 48 hours. Could you do this within the next 48 hours?
Well, I am a single parent, and I must talk about my child at any occasion.
know.
Okay, no children. I'll do it right now. No
Of
children.
course we can do it. We
No
will do it for
children.
you.
No children that you aren't the guardian of.
Oh,
Is it a problem
that's
if I
fine. I
stream
hate
this?
kids.
Is that a problem for you?
No, as long as the kidnapping can't be traced back to us in any way. Are you the? And you, of course, like I was seeing over the security camera. Caleb says, "You, you the child's mother? Is this? I saw you
Yes.
talking." Okay.
Yes, I
So
am.
the two of you, of course, can interact, but outside of that, the non-disclosure agreement, no interacting with any
She's not my
children.
mom, dude. We're like almost the same age.
I love my beautiful, beautiful.
Charm plus
child.
persuasion versus charm
Yes.
plus persuasion.
Oh god. I did
Yes!
this roll so hard.
No bonuses.
Oh no.
Oh shit! Hell yeah. Persuasion. Yeah, roll dice.
Oh, no.
How did I get 1 hit out of that?
I got 2 hits!
Do you want to?
Oh yeah!
Do you want to roll luck?
Oh
Yeah.
come on!
Yeah,
Your
we
luck
roll.
is only 1 extra dice with a roll of 6 on, but you can roll 1 more dice, turn on rule of 6 at the bottom,
Okay,
and you can just hit it. Tell me what it
and then
gets.
just hit 1.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 hit.
So tied for 2 hits. Do you want to roll luck too, or
Yeah, absolutely. My
Okay,
luck
so-
is 5 fucking dice.
Okay, so wow, I can't believe you lost in this one. How many dice were you rolling?
12!
How many
I
dice
got
were you
4.
rolling?
I got 4 extra.
You rolled
And how many dice were you
you got
rolling?
1.
I was rolling 3.
And then you rolled 1, you got.
So now I got 6.
Wow. So they say, well, it seems that the child is protesting, and we feel like the whole thing about not talking to children, want things on the down low. So if you could refrain from talking to the child, look, if it's showbiz, Caleb says, I understand. Maybe perhaps talk to the child only on showbiz. Otherwise, you can talk to the child. Child, I assume you understand the disagreement. You're not allowed to talk to anybody but through your guardian
Oh
over here.
no, wait, this is wait, why can't I talk to her?
Well, because they signed the
You can
NDA
talk
about
to me
not
about
talking to children.
Great.
Look,
Also
we're not
not
going to
gonna
hold
follow
you to
this
this.
agreement.
The whole point is that we don't want you talking to the other children. We want you abducting the child and not talking to the child,
Right.
perhaps knocking the child out,
Understandable.
wounding the child in a way
Well,
that
can
gets
I
them
actually
into
talk to the child since I'm a minor?
Well, technically, I guess that is a loophole in the contract, and we don't have time to fix that part of it. So yes. Anyway, you understand? We've got the payments. I'm writing them down in my ledger. That's 30 for Taylor. That is 15 plus the buffet for Galad.
I'll be holding you to that. Every day, I'll be showing up.
Well,
Free food.
that's
That's
fine.
gonna save me more than $5,000 every year.
For and what was your name
You're
over
gonna
there?
have to cab.
Dagger knife.
All right, for Miss Dagger, that's 20,000. Sorry,
it's
what?
Dagger knife.
All right, for Dagger knife, that's 20K, and of course I'll just write you down as child. That's 20K for you as well.
I
Is
have
that
the
right?
name. Why does everyone do this to me?
What is the child's name?
Look!
Well, let me show you.
Stop!
Let me show you this legal document. What says that I unfortunately must, as
You don't have to do anything.
legal guardian,
You can stop talking at any point in time.
have
It's crazy how you
ownership
keep
over
You have
Bug's
ownership of me.
financial situation up until
No, you
Bug
do
is a
through my
legal
job.
adult.
You don't through any other means.
Now, I don't believe that that's
No,
what
that is
this,
what it says.
No, see, I got you out of jail through a court of law, which is outside the realm of the job. I
No,
happen
the,
to have
the
legal
contract
guardianship
is
of
only
you.
reference to the job with
I
Analytica.
Gotta say that this document does give me legal guardianship over you in every aspect of your life. I show the document and I say, you know, it would make me more comfortable as Bug's guardian if you would kindly forward me.
Charm plus persuasion. Charm plus persuasion.
man.
You're gonna roll luck on
luck.
this one too.
Absolutely.
Wow, this is an insane argument.
Who's it?
Charm plus persuasion. Yeah, roll luck on it if you want. If you're rolling luck now, remember to add 5 beforehand and
Yes.
put roll of 6 on. Are you rolling luck?
I'm gonna roll luck. Yeah.
Okay, so let me before we do this, how many dice are we talking about? Galahad versus
8.
8 versus how many you got?
8.
8 versus
Oh
8.
God.
All right, let's see
Oh
it.
no.
What'd you get, Galahad?
I got 4 hits.
Oh.
They say, well, I suppose if you are the guardian and this seems
Oh,
like it
come
is.
on, why do you want to make my life so miserable?
So that'll be, we'll rearrange that. That'll be 35,000 for Galahad. But I will insist that you share the buffet with your child, and we'll give it to both. And if you show up
family
without your
mealtime
child,
is very important to me, and I think it's important to Bug too.
now Caleb
I
walks
hate
up to
you.
you, grabs you by the coat, and pulls you forward and says, "Now I want you to know this is only good and redeemable after you finish this job. If I see you down at that buffet and asking for a free meal," he shoves you up against a window and shakes. He goes, "I'll rip your goddamn cyber fingers off right now, one by one."
Huh.
And then he takes
Only
it.
if we do the job right.
Is that some kind of a double entendre?
No, it's just a normal threat from a British man much older than you.
So he
Well,
gets
this
the
still
money and the
sounds kinda
buffet if the
sexy.
job is done right.
Well, you both get the buffet, but yes.
I hear
Oh,
the term
wow.
cyber fingers being used, and I look at his hands. What do they look like?
Well, they look kind of normal.
Well, one of them is a cybernetic
them's a
arm,
cyber
so
arm.
it's, yeah.
But
One
is it the kind of thing where I can tell, or is it like?
Oh, you absolutely can
illusion?
tell he's got a cyber
Okay.
arm.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know if it was like.
I don't think
intended to
anybody
fool
else has
people.
any obvious cybernetics. Just Galahad's arm. Is that correct?
I mean, I have cat eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Taylor Tyler has cat eyes, and
Nice.
in
The
cyber,
old Witcher treatment.
the old
They're
Witcher
natural. Don't worry about it.
So with that, Henry goes, "No, Caleb, I tire of this. Give them the data pad, and then I'm going to retire." And Caleb walks you out of the room. Eric turns around. He's playing with both controllers. He's like, "Yo, dude, get back in here. I bet I can beat you with both Peach and Koopa Troopa right now, even if you play like fucking Wario, because I am jonesing right now, both controllers, and you suck pretty hard, dude." Looking right at you.
Sir, I'm sorry, I have no time. I must care for my boy.
Stop.
Eric goes, "Dude."
Yes, parenting ship is a burden, but one I must bear myself alone. I am looking for a partner to help me with the, looking for a
Are you
bondage.
hitting on
You
him?
looking for a roommate, dude? I've been living here for like 3 years with
Oh.
my dad. It fucking sucks.
No.
dude.
No, our house is
Yeah,
unfortunately
where do you
full.
guys live at? Maybe
but-
like I'll come scope it, see if I can like.
No, you can't.
No, I think we both agree on this, that it would be healthier for both of us if we just lived by ourselves.
Caleb kind of strokes his chin and says, "Interesting. You've been
No.
trying to
Well,
get
yeah.
Eric out of
Absolutely
the
not.
apartment for a while."
Absolutely not.
Caleb says, "I'll tell you this, little incentive. If the job goes badly, we run real estate in Null York City. We'll make sure that Eric is living with you."
That's not how that works. That's not real estate works.
You
Are you
know,
going to
I
sue
think the
us
laws
back,
are a little bit
child?
loopy in this in
You sue
these
us
here
for
parts.
what?
I
No, we don't
settled
take your
myself.
like useless boy.
Yes.
Look, you gotta understand that apartments come and go willy-nilly. Like some days you might think, oh, I don't really know where I'm gonna end up at the end of the day.
We'll
And the
pay
next
you.
you end up with your coworker and suddenly you own them in every sense of the legal law. So, and you
So
get
you
their parents'
understand what
house.
we're talking about.
Yeah,
Perform
it's,
well,
you
or
know,
Eric will
it's a
be
case
living
or
with
ass.
all of you by the end of it.
Good luck opening
That's
my
not
door.
gonna work for my schedule.
Okay, well then just you two.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
We better
Eric
do a good
goes,
job then.
"Sick, dude. I'm gonna pack all my flippies, all my slides, and my mocks, and we're gonna get them going. My mocks, dude, mad gnarly, but I leave them out so the stink just absorbs into the room. And then when I wear them out to the club, the girls can't even notice."
I didn't expect any less from you, but I also don't know anything about picking up girls, so this might be good advice. I can't tell.
I
It's
do
not.
feel like Eric and Jeremy would get along pretty well.
What do you know about
Yeah.
picking up girls? You're a goddamn virgin.
I say, I can pick
So
up
are you,
anyone.
dude.
They don't know that.
I can tell. Look at you. You're
And with
such a
that,
good
Team
guy.
Virgin gets inside. Well, I don't know about Taylor, but and I don't know about Dagger Knight. But
I'm absolutely not available.
Oh man, Team A no
Shit.
longer
We got a-
virgin.
We got
I'm a virgin.
a bug.
I'm a virgin.
3 out of 4 virgins in this
Oh,
group.
yeah.
3-ish out of 4
For the-
virgins.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Like
Wow.
Madonna.
So,
You know, she made a song about that ages ago.
so you've got in the next 48 hours to steal a child. 3 p.m. is obviously perfect for streaming time. Whereas there's also a house. You've got a data pad with the info, but rather than dump that on you now, and then basically as it is 10:56, just ending. I figure better to leave that for next week. The details of the data pad that you can look over as you're taking the express elevator down. Now all of you have met together on this epic mission that is, as A-Team is used to, just of the highest of moral fortitude.
Why are we always stealing kids?
Well, you take the jobs.
What do you mean always stealing kids?
You know, the first mission, I have to say,
I believe you have stolen this child.
Yeah, you stole me.
Damn, that's
This
true.
sucks, dude.
The first
I love
mission-
that with that one.
I fully expected everybody to turn it down because it was working with a landlord who wanted to kick out people who rightfully had the house, and you all just took the job. And they got kicked out of the house, and that just set the path. So I'm sorry, Dagger Knife, and I'm sorry, Taylor Tyler, because this is the type of group you've entered into. Maybe against your
It's so
hopes.
fucked for my image.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it's okay, Taylor Tyler. Maybe being the bad girl of QVC is
We're
the
a
move.
very
Yeah, edgy
family-friendly
streamer.
stream. In fact, we have single parents with children. We have, you know, we hit all the demographics.
A virgin.
A virgin. We have
Yeah,
multiple.
yeah,
Nice. I think this'll do it. Thank you so much for watching the Wizardhole Null York City. This is episode 1 of season 2. We'll be back with this group next week, going into the child abduction saga of the A-Team. We'll see how difficult it is, if there's any loops, or if it's just pure moral problems for this one. If the rest of the players could reintroduce themselves as we piece the fuck out. Yeah, start with you, Dennis.
Well, I lost my dagger knife, but I found dagger knife. I'm Dennis Moran.
That was the crazy.
And C.
Oh, check out my webcomic, Tales from the Sixth Sun, on Webtoons.
I'll post it in the stream.
Oh, sick.
I'm Crystal, and I play the very sad child bug.
I'm Chelsea Beck, and I play Taylor Tyler.
I am Bryce Gold, and I play Galahad.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I'm Peter Schmidt. I'm the DM, and most of the time I don't say my name, so it always feels weird when I do.